Midnight Mondays on the Nat 30 stream. I am your director this evening, Gavin, or Proletarian Papa Bear. That's at Proletarian Papa Bear or Papa Bear Proletarian on Twitch. It's coming off a nice 12-hour ban for being spicy. Anyways, like to today we will be finishing, hopefully, barring any wildness, our Midnight Millston stream, which we began last week. Let's see. We are down one player this week. The actor for Andy Wintergreen could not be here. We'll be having some fun with that PC just a little bit today. And before we begin, let everybody know all donations made this evening will be sent to the Stop Line 3 Bail Fund for those who are being to support the legal fees of those protesting a new pipeline where it's not needed. So with that being said, if we'll get introductions started here. To my right, playing Gina Stevenson is...
Hey everybody, this is Kat Mace. I'm playing Gina Stevenson. That is with a V, all E's, no O.
And can we get your story that you started on the back of the character sheet from the last game? I forgot to get y'all to do that last time.
Oh, of course.
Your first instance of coming in contact with a dread being.
Once, when I was 13, I was exploring an empty, abandoned hospital when I saw an impossibly tall, featureless gray man chanting silent words I couldn't fathom. All I could do was set my teeth and stare, refusing to be broken. Then the thing began speaking words in a pleading tone before dissolving in a shower of strange geometry. And ever since then, I've learned to build things, hoping that honest work might dull the memories.
Well, there you go. And for those who are not aware, one of our character creation options is completely randomized. Though in each character creation option, you will create a little story of your first contact with a dread being, a being from beyond the veil, something that wormed its way so deep into your mind it's never going to leave you. It is a traumatic event. It makes our players what they are. They are touched by dread. But continuing on here. Whoopsie. Mistake there. There we go. And to Gina's left is Harry. Harry, introduce yourself.
I'm Ian. I'm playing Harry Harris. When I was 13, walking through the woods at night, I swear I saw a man with eyes sewn shut, floating feet off the ground. Then the thing said, "We knew you would come," and then nodded as if pleased with itself and vanished in a bright flash. Ever since then, I've learned how to build things, hoping that honest work might dull the memories.
All right, and last but not least, Lindsay.
Hi everyone, my name is Emmy, or Inspiration Online, and like I said, I am playing Lindsay Carver, the rich good girl. Once, after my parents died, I was unable to sleep. I went to take a walk. On my walk, I swear I saw a huge man-wolf towering feet above me. All I could do was begin to babble out loud, desperately hoping to stumble upon the words that might save me. Then the creature spoke my name in a broken whisper and tore itself out of reality. Ever since then, I've entered the public life in hope that I can steer policy in a way that might guard our world against these threats.
Okay, you win. That was the scariest.
Apparently, give me one moment, everybody. I have a two-factor authentication with Twitch that for some reason didn't work. Would you please stop? Never mind. Don't even care anymore. I will not be typing on Twitch right now. We'll fix it in the intermission. We've got games to play, everybody. So, where we left you off last, you had you had broken down just outside the town of Millston, where you were picked up by a happenstance by a very old wrecker, a man named Clive, who dropped you off at the Millstone Motel as he towed your vehicle back to his garage, and you were and you are currently in the town of Millston for their Founders Day celebration. You have been kind of wandering through the different booths, lots of food, things set up, and a lot of singing. And for those who don't remember, the singing is all not in English. The only language of the numerous that you've heard that you have been able to recognize is Latin. As for the other languages, you're not entirely sure that they don't sound like anything that you've ever heard before. You were trying a few of the games, won a few prizes. They've not asked for really any money. Everybody's been kind of, pleasant to you, though everything seems a little bit off. Everybody in town is dressed in very old style clothing that looks like it was made locally. They have food here oftentimes that they claim is grown locally that couldn't be grown in Georgia. We're talking tropical fruits. We're talking things that just don't make sense for them to have. They claim everything here is grown locally, but for some reason, it is quite odd. Anyways, where we last left you, you had just finished playing a few games and, acquainting yourself, making acquaintance with yourself to the people of Millston. And as you finish your most recent booth, you kind of sit up and realize that, you have been out here for almost 2.5 hours. You've been here quite some time. It's getting about 11:30 right now, according to your watches, which seems strange because it should not have taken, or it only feels like you've been here for a very short time. So you are currently sitting in the big clearing. The church is a little ways down the road in the middle of this circle. There is a main street circle that kind of goes around the entire church. The church itself is quite large, made out of red brick. Big red brick columns kind of are on the front of it. There's a staircase that leads up to a massive double wooden door on the front of the church. Big stained glass windows, and as you kind of have been wandering around, that they are not like any stained glass that you have really seen before. The images depicted on them are strange. Where you'd be used to seeing pictures of Jesus or angels or something of that matter, they seem to be very twisted looking angels. Specifically, one reoccurring theme is one with 6 long wings sticking out from his back, flying above all others. Seems to be a bit of a theme. The sun is depicted in quite a few of them. It is it's like an eclipsed sun is what you're seeing.
Everyone look at it, shrug, with rather bored expression on his face.
Question: if so
42.
research for research reasons, maybe Lindsay is very religious. Would she know anything normal, standard, religion, anything about a 6-winged angel?
You may make a. We're gonna go with a acumen plus. Let's go with wit. Acumen plus wit. What aptitudes do you have that you think may work here?
I have research.
I'm gonna go with research. Research seems good on this one, especially given that you are religious. Usually research is for actively researching, but in this case, I'm gonna give it to you because I like giving things to people.
Fair enough. Okay, quick dice reminder. Which one is which again?
All right, so your attributes are D6s. Your skills will be a D8. So your acumens are D6, your skills are D8s, and remember to roll however many distress die you have. Don't get weird, anybody. This is tobacco.
Okay, so 2 successes and 2 failures.
Wuds.
Yeah, both ones.
So you got 0 successes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Do you want to spend some seconds?
You know what? Yes. Yes, I do,
You
actually.
can spend 2 seconds to roll another d8. You can spend 1 second to re-roll a failed die roll. You can spend 6 seconds to remove all of your distress die from that roll. You may spend no more than 6 seconds in one, action.
One. Okay.
Right.
I will spend 6 seconds and re-roll.
Don't 6 seconds just means you don't count your distress die. You are pushing through your distress with 6 seconds. So you now have 2 successes. You know from your research that, traditionally, especially Old Testament angels, very odd. They are not what is depicted in artwork from the Renaissance. Oftentimes, they were giant eyeball wheels floating in the sky and things of that strange nature. Angels were closer to the Evangelion angels than for those knowing that reference, than they were actual winged beings. However, this one's depicting a strangely, 6-winged being, one that you do not know. You don't know it doesn't exist, but you don't know. You've never heard of it.
This place is just getting weirder and weirder.
Yeah.
Bit like Andy.
And as you're kind of walking by the church and looking around at stuff, you see this little booth next to you that looks like it's like a cakewalk type thing. A little girl sitting in the center, and she is singing in this weird language, not Latin. And every time she stops, people stop, and then the ones that are on the right number get a freshly baked treat. A few people have walked off, and the looks to be the mother of this young woman actually beckons the 3 of you over to see if you want to join.
I mean, are we out of character? Are we in a new scene?
No. I got
Okay.
you are finishing up scene 2 right now, so you're
Okay.
good. I got that written down. Don't worry.
No.
For those wondering, for those wondering, her trauma trigger is unable to understand someone speaking, and everyone here is speaking weird ass languages, so it's been rough on her. But I only trigger those once per scene, or in very stressful situations. I might have her roll to maintain her composure in the face of it. But right now, no, you're not getting that. You are not comfortable by any stretch of the imagination with everything going on, but
No. Very not comfortable.
Do you care to join this group? The 3 of you?
It's up to you guys. I'm going to
Harry-
put in a request to the DJ to sing Mary Had a Little Lamb.
And as soon as it was beckoned, though, Andy went over and was like, yeah. And Andy's actually going to be on the, he's
Harry will
Andy-
just lean up a post and look bored.
Okay. Anyone else joining Andy?
I will join Andy, so we're not.
Okay.
Someone's not by themselves.
So after you both join, the little girl, who is blindfolded, by the way, so she can't see who's where, she is singing at the top of she's singing. She begins singing the song once again. And after a few moments, she stops. And the moment she stops, you actually hear the bell of the church ring for the first time. And and everybody kind of stops what they're doing and looks towards the church, and you hear as the bells are tolling, you now notice that each song being sung by all the various people, vendors, and the choir are seamlessly mingling with one another as they get louder and louder. I lost it, sorry. The voices are punctuated by the ringing of the massive bell atop the steeple. It rings, and as the 12th bell tolls, your vision, each of you, becomes darker. And you look above to see that the sun, sitting high overhead, has been blocked by a dark shadow. 6 large, wing-like appendages spread around the shape of the sun, and for a moment you feel like you can see the image of some sort of creature connected to those wings in its center. The chorus around you is no longer coming from the people of Millston. It's centered from the blackened sun above. The song is perfection, each tone filling your entire being with joy, and you begin to feel overcome by the glory of it all, as you feel an almost oily presence start working your way into your consciousness. For a moment, you feel it seep into your mind, only to recoil as it touches a place in your psyche that has never left you, one where something else has already left its mark. Once this happens, the sun begins to shine once more, and as you look, you see the smiling people of Millston embrace each other arm in arm, continuing to sing as they make their way to the outdoor amphitheater where the choir is below.
I turn to Harry. I need a hug now. Hug me now.
Oh, Gina, I need you to roll.
Please.
I need you to roll a resilience plus metal, please.
With all of my tons of distress die?
Absolutely. Because you couldn't understand anything being said there, and that was a very, very stressful moment.
Oh, that was. Okay. Where did it go? Oh, that's only one, that's right.
All right. And anyway, if you roll that, get the next little bit. What are after this vision? She says she needs a hug, so.
Do a roll first. I'm catadonic. I'm just.
Yeah, you are.
Must
catadonic.
be uninterested in anything that's going on.
I will say that
that piqued my interest for about 3.5 seconds, but it's passed.
Yeah, right. And I will say that any like block that you mentally have for whatever was overcome by this noise for just a moment until it touched. And the place that it touched in each of you, just to be clear, was where you have had your initial mark with a dread being at some point. This should be making some alarm bells ring in your head just a little bit, because this is a deep, dark thing that you may have never told anybody. And the fact that you recall that moment as it seeped into your mind and it pushed it away was, the first time you've experienced anything like that since that moment, really. Did you get
2 successes.
2 successes?
Even with my distress die.
You're good. So your 2 successes are like, you're able to just go, okay, and then are you going to go hug Harry?
If he's gonna give me a hug, I'm gonna take a hug from him. I'm gonna steal it.
Sure,
Okay.
honor off.
Dealer's choice, I don't even care.
College kids. All right. So I would like you to make a solace roll for your solace trigger. You're going to, all of your distress die, I want you to roll. How many are you having right now? 2?
Yeah.
All right, roll 2d4.
I got a 4 and a 4.
You got 2
I
4s?
forget if that's good.
That's
A 4
good.
and a 4.
In a solace trigger, you now remove 2 minutes from your track. Meaning that you were down to 1 distress die.
Yay!
How many minutes are you at? 3?
3. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Woo.
As
Feel a little
you
better.
as you kind of get, you embrace for a moment to like calm your nerves a bit. You open your eyes and look, and above Harry's shoulder, you see the same girl from last night. She is walking, very, very quietly and stealthily towards you, and you notice immediately her eyes are streaming with tears, and there is blood running down the side of her head.
I kind of not shove Harry, but kind of toss him to the side, and without saying anything, just give her the international hug sign of "Come here, child. Come. You're hurt. Come."
She does not. Well, she notices you, and you notice that when she sees you, she beckons you to come to her, and she ducks behind like a row of hedges.
Okay, Harry. I'm gonna go behind these hedges. That kid that they thought we kidnapped is back there, and she's hurt. Go get Lindsay. Come find me.
Okay. What hedge?
This way.
Okay.
Okay. She points it out. You go over to get Lindsay, and Lindsay, you've been, you just had a moment, and as you start to look around, you notice that Andrew seems to have walked off with everybody else.
Of course he fucking has. Of course he has. Shit. Well, fuck. I'm gonna look to where he disappeared with everyone else and glance back over to them where she thought she left Jean and Harry, only to see Harry now, and she's just like...
Now, when you glance to where everybody walked away, he's easy to pick out. He's not wearing the same clothes as everyone else here. But he is, in fact, arm in arm with members of the village. And it looks like he is also singing.
Great, okay.
Right notices.
He's on some sort of trip. I don't know. You still know where Gina is, right? We didn't lose her too?
Yeah, she went behind a hedge with the kid that got kidnapped.
That sounds a little more important right now. He can continue his hippie phase.
Where's Andy going?
To join a commute. I don't know.
Okay, whatever. Which way are we going? That way or that way?
All right, I'm gonna jump to Gina real quick because that's your. So Gina, you how quickly do you head over there?
With haste, but trying not to draw any attention.
Yeah, you'll notice that no one's looking at you. Everyone is singing as they're walking by, and no one is even passing a glance at you as you push through them. They are all walking towards the amphitheater, the outdoor amphitheater.
Cool.
So as you get over to the hedge and turn the corner, you see her, and you see the blood is actually coming from both of her ears. And she's looking at you, and she says, "We have to leave." She's being a bit loud when she says so. We have to go right now.
I try to speak to her, ask her if she can hear me.
She like is looking at your face, and she says she just says we have to go. There's no register that she understands a word you just said. She's like grabbing your hand and saying, come on.
I grab her hand right back. 1 minute.
And she make a. All right, I'm gonna let you make a charisma plus manipulation.
Okay.
If you've got an aptitude you think would help for like trying to calm psychology or something to kind of like calm her down. She's nearly panicking. Like she's definitely panicking right now. Heavy breathing. She is scared to death. She is much more pale than you saw her the other night or last night. You only got 1 distress die. Congratulations.
Actually, I'm spending 6 seconds to not have a distress die.
Okay. You can do that after the roll.
Okay. I just have a feeling it's not going to go well. I only have 2 die to roll.
Yeah, we wait until, because it's a storytelling system and not meant to like hinder you, we let you after you see the roll, you can make a decision on how to spend your seconds.
Actually, I guess I didn't mean to. I have good luck today, so yay.
Okay.
I have 2 successes.
That is enough to get her to stop pulling on you, and she kind of like nods, and she crouches down, and she says, hurry.
I just emphatically nod and, how far behind the hedge are we? Or how tall is it? Like, would I be able to hear or see Harry and Lindsay coming?
This is about when they pull up, I will say. I mean,
okay.
Whilst we're walking from where we were to where Gina is,
wasn't that far away, yeah.
No, I'm going to stop and look around because you said everybody's walked off, so all these stalls are empty.
Well, there's people still walking from like the other side, but
Yeah.
You're getting towards the end of it, and no one seems to be paying attention to you.
Yeah,
They have left all of their goods. They have left
that's what I
everything
mean.
behind untended.
That's exactly what I thought was going on. So I've kind of got the urge to make something. You said there were shooting games, all sorts. What types of stalls and games were there? Because I'm gonna turn around.
There was like a strongman stall, and there was a like air rifle, or it was a 22, but a rifle stall. They had a couple of like beanbag toss and ring toss and like throwing the ball and hit the bottles down. Typical fair stuff, like simple like kind of games.
I'm going to look over to Lindsay. I'm going to say, you know, I'm not the most excitable person in the world. What's just happened kind of piqued my interest. Bear with me a minute. I'm going to walk over towards the shooting stall. Is the guy still there?
No, he's gone. Everybody has left their stalls behind.
I'm going to walk behind. I'm going to pick up one of the rifles, a pocket full of ammunition.
These are single shot break action 22s. So like you get
fine.
a single round and you reload. Just from a mechanical standpoint, I'm not going to make you like. There's not an action or anything. You can just, you know.
I'm going to walk back over towards Lindsay. I'm going to hand it to Lindsay. Go. You might need one of these.
Okay.
And dear, if I'm getting excited, you probably should be as well.
I think we get excited about different things.
Fair enough. And sorry, she's at a take two. I'll bring the second one and a pocket of ammo to Gina.
Okay, cool. So you've got narratively you're gonna have enough rounds for the rest of the game with the 22s. So don't worry. But you've picked up ammunition in your 22s. So you each have a rifle. Now a 22, just to let you know, is not going to be the same as a regular long rifle. They are exceptionally accurate. What we're going to say for these rifles is going to be, I don't know why I didn't expect me to just take this rifle, but I didn't write it down. What we're going to say is it is a 2 damage rifle, and it has the precise ability on it, which is it precise or is it? Yeah, it's precise. Quality pursuits weapons designed to be as accurate as possible. Any 8s that you roll on a attack with this weapon count as 2 successes. And if you have a specialty of long rifles, you would still get to re-roll those 8s, and they would explode on top of that. So you can have like a ton off of one. Okay. But it's only if you can get D8s on your roll. This would count if you spent seconds to get D8s on the roll as well. All right, so you all headed back over to Gina. And Gina, you see them show up with rifles in hand. And you both see this little girl or this young woman sitting there, like, looking at you. And then as soon as she sees you, says, "We can go now." And then she grabs your hand and just starts, like, making off towards the woods.
Oh, wait, no, we still have to get Andy.
This is the girl that they accused us of being kidnappers of. And she's obviously injured right now. She's deaf. Andy is...
Just check the sheriff.
Why is Andy not even here? I mean...
According to Lindsay's joined a commune.
I don't know what, he just up and left with everyone.
I don't think he brought anything with him on the trip, but we'll get him in a minute. He's bigger than she is.
Okay, fair enough. I feel like I'm so gonna actually need my lawyer after this.
Yeah, this whole town needs to be investigated of all kinds of things. That mural or sculpture on the church was quite interesting. And all their policies on everything here. Yeah, we got other fish to fry, as they like to say. So I'm gonna name her Liz. Her name's Liz today.
You can't name her. She's not yours.
She can't hear me. I don't want to keep calling her the kid.
Oh, okay. Another time. Let's go.
Okay. Let's follow Liz.
You were told her name by the sheriff.
Oh yeah, I forgot it.
It's Kate.
8. Forgot it in real life, and so did my character.
That's okay. I mean, things happen. But yeah, her name is Kate. Or,
That's Liz.
so she leads you back towards the woods, and once you and she's kind of like sticking down, sticking her head down, like looking around and stuff, and she's beckoning you all to like stay down as well, even though you haven't seen anyone really looking at you or for you. And then once she gets to the tree line, she stands up and just starts running and saying, "Follow me, follow me."
Oh my god, today was not cardio day, but I will follow after her.
Every day is cardio day. Didn't you watch Zombieland? Or did you fall asleep again?
Shut up and run.
Three. Oh, sorry. Give me a second. I'm just trying to get this fucking Twitch thing there, right? Apparently, I'm not allowed to have. Oh, thank God! I finally logged in this stupid account. There. Okay. For some reason, it's showing. I don't know. Screw Twitch. All right. Anyway, we'll get back to it. Sorry, buddy. All right. So, yeah, you everybody make a quick roll for me on keeping up with her. She is kind of tearing through the woods a bit, and we're gonna go with a coordination plus your vigilance as you're diving through woods that you don't recognize. If you feel you have nature or something along those lines that might help you from an aptitude standpoint, let me know.
Clearly, I have the endurance from all of my performances.
Ooh.
Okay. And let me know what you got when you got it.
2 successes.
Two successes.
Two. Oh, look at that. 3 2s. You all make it through the woods pretty good. She's not. She seems to be kind of exhausted. She started in a burst but slowed down pretty quickly. As you catch up to her, you're hearing her like be really winded. And as you start to hear her breath like get really, really ragged as she gets into a clearing, and she falls down to her knees and says, "We're here, we're here." And as soon as she does that, out from the side, I'm sorry. And when she does that, she looks up and starts scanning the area, but nothing happens.
Well, that was interesting.
I feel like people die out in the woods. Why did we follow this kid out into the woods?
People die in the city.
Let's face it, I can run faster than you two, so
Sounds good. You know, since she's having a hard time hearing right now, I think her eardrums got busted out by something. Do either one of you have a writing utensil? I have a notebook, but all of my pens are not in my bag.
do you have a phone with a keyboard on it?
Okay. If you feel cool handing it over to her.
It's your phone. You got a phone.
So, as you're like kind of rifling through your phone, you hear a voice come from behind you in the woods, and that voice says, "After all the hospitality you've been shown here, this is how you repay us." And as you turn to look around, you see 2 men standing about. They're tall. They're 6 feet at least. They make quite imposing looking figures, wearing black robes, each of them, and a large, wide-brimmed black hat. Their faces are clean shaved, and they are looking down at you. They're dressed in some sort of, they dress in some sort of robe, some ceremonial robe that you're not familiar with. It doesn't look too far off what the pastor was wearing, but has kind of a different cut to it.
It's a deputy dog and deputy doofus.
No. And she turns around, like as she's looking around and scans. She didn't hear them, but when she turns around, she says, "No, no, it's the deacons."
Yep. So I guess I'm gonna turn around and get ready to square up because obviously this little girl is scared of them, and she has asked me for help.
So the other deacon, there's two of them, puts his hand on the shoulder of the one that spoke and says, uh, "Listen, brother, we don't know that is what's going on here. I choose to believe that these people were simply trying to bring her back to safety. Isn't that right?" And he looks back at all of you.
All I'm trying to do is ensure this child's safety. Since the minute I laid eyes on her, I could tell she ain't safe out here.
Well, yes, and the safety she will find will be in the embrace of her community and her mother and father. I appreciate you finding her for us. And he reaches out his hand to her, like walking towards, and she like falls backwards and says, "No, no, no," and like is crawling on the ground.
As he reaches his hand out, I'll intercept it.
Okay. You can just do that. You kind of intercept it, grab his wrist, and when you do so, he looks, the calm, like almost friendly expression on his face goes away, and he cuts towards you, and he looks you in the eyes, and he says, "These are not affairs you should meddle in."
My expression doesn't change. My expression doesn't change at all.
So both of them at this moment start to remove their hats. And when they do, you see these strange fleshy protrusions all over their freshly shaved head. Says, "This is your last warning. Please turn over the girl and come join us for these festivities. We would hate to cause any trouble here on our Founders' Day."
Do we run? Are we running?
Will I change of expression or any sign of physical outwardness because I don't get excited in any way, shape, or form? I'm just going to punch him.
Okay, so we're going to start combat, but first, I'm going to let you make a punching in the face roll. You're going to make that is a strength plus your toughness is a melee roll.
And I've got hand to hand.
Then you can roll your toughness at D8s. Do you have a specialty in hand to hand?
I do, yes.
What is specialty?
I didn't pick one, did I? What would you say? Mixed martial arts.
Okay, that's fine.
That's all popular amongst kids today, so that'd be 2d6, 2d8.
Yep, and your 8s will explode. If you have any distress die, make sure to roll those as well.
No.
Okay.
I got 1 5 and 1 8.
Okay, that is 2 successes. He is not going to try to dodge. Instead, he is going to kind of take it right on the chin.
And the 8. So with the exploded one, you rolled the d8 again?
No, only if you. Well, yeah, you have a specialty, so
yeah.
You would.
And that was another 8 as well.
So you got 3.
Yeah.
So you feel.
Does that second 8 explode as well?
No, you only explode
Okay.
once.
Okay.
It doesn't continue because it just gets confusing.
Yeah.
So you make a solid blow in his jaw, and he snaps his head over to the left, kind of hard. But after you bring your fist back, your fist is hurting, like more than you feel it should have from that kind of punch. And now I want everybody to roll initiative. Your initiative is your intuition plus your vigilance. You always have. You don't always have a D8 on your vigilance unless you have hand-to-hand, tactics, firearms, or some combat skill. If you don't have a combat skill, you just roll D6s straight through. So melee, hand-to-hand, firearms, tactics, and if you can argue another one. There are times where, like, maybe you're on the computer trying to do something and you have computer and you would get an initiative for that action, so you would jump. So just things like that. But in this situation, it's combat. And let me know what you got.
Jesus.
Fours,
I got
a 5 and 2 6s.
Okay. Did anyone get a 4 or above?
No.
Anyone get a 3 or above?
Yes, 3.
Yes.
Yeah, 2 3s. Are you at a 4?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, sorry. So Lindsay is going first. Harry is going second. Gina, what'd you get?
1.
Okay, so it is Lindsay, Harris. Deacon that you're punching, Harris, is after you. The other deacon is after Gina. So the one standing in the back. So here we go. We have started a combat. Lindsay, what are you doing now that you've seen him punch him in the face? The way I'm sorry, I did this incorrect. You have the first initiative. So you get to kind of like you actually are going to state last. We go in reverse order up. So the deacon that is last is it's going to make his action, which I'm not going to spoil for you. What are you doing, Gina?
Since I was already rifling around in my bag, I'm grabbing out my pistol, since that's the weapon I'm more familiar with.
Okay. Are you willing to gun down this man in the cloth right now?
I'm willing to fire off a warning shot.
Okay, warning shot it is. Okay.
Yep.
The other one is going to make an action. What are you doing, Harry?
I'm gonna pack my guy to the ground.
Okay, so you're going to make a
And then
same
make
roll.
a
It's the
spirit
same.
roll.
Go ahead and make the same roll. Save that number. The way that I do this is I'll go through what you're doing, have you roll what you're going to roll. You don't need to make a roll to make a warning shot, right? Actually, I will, however, let you do, if you want to, if you're trying to intimidate people, you can kind of do a charisma plus your manipulation, if you would like to do that. And I'm going to let you use firearms as your aptitude on this. So you were
Right.
trying to intimidate people. Go ahead and make that roll. And then Lindsay, what are you doing?
Oh, well, if he's gonna do that, can I just like hold the gun very poorly because she's never used one before, and like only fire if they approach or get too close to them?
Absolutely. So what you're doing is like if they make an aggressive attack, you may make one. And since you are at top of the order, you get to react to anyone below you and beyond. So as soon as the second one, if one of them does something, I'll let you fire before it happens. Top of the round is going to be Lindsay, who's holding. Next up in the round is going to be Harry. You are grappling. What'd you get?
3.
3. Okay. Is 3 successes. All right. You are able to grapple him and tackle him to the ground. He is on the ground. He did not take any damage from a grapple, but you currently have him pinned, and he is in your. He has a grappled condition, as it were, or he's restrained. I'm sorry. So he cannot move from the place in which he's restrained unless he's removed by you. Unless he's moved by you. And then it's kind of ST discretion how we, or direct discretion.
Can add some flavor to it.
Absolutely.
So catching him in the midriff, squarely with my shoulder. Hook his right knee with my arm, lifting it up so I can pick him up, pivot him, and drive him into the floor. And I spin around and I mount him, literally sat on his chest.
Okay.
Ready to pummel him senseless.
He's gonna that will actually do damage the way you're doing it. So you did 2 damage to him. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So he like goes down. You hear him like like almost like the wind come out of his chest as he does. And the moment that happens, you kind of like look up to pin him, and you see those protrusions that are on his scalp open. Each of them are mouths on their head, and he begins to sing in your direction. I need you to make a. We're gonna go resilience plus metal for this counter on this attack.
Full D6s.
You automatically get a D8 on this. There's certain things being touched kind of gives you
Resilience plus metal.
resilience plus metal. You'll have D8s. You all have D8s on this roll when you get the attack or whatever.
6, 5, 3, 7, 5, 4.
You got 4?
I got resilience of 3 and a metal of 2, so I got 5 dice.
Oh, well, he got 6. So what happens is his voice comes out, and each of these mouths singing one of those different languages, and it seems to like seep inside of your head, and your head starts to pound, and you shake off something that was trying to affect you in some way, but you do take 2 damage. You feel like you have been like attacked inside of your brain. Lindsay, you see this. What would you like to do? Would you like to shoot at the other one? Shooting at the one with Harry is going to be difficult for you to do.
Yeah, Lindsay's is smart enough to know that she is a bad shot and should not aim where her friends are, so she will not attack at that guy. So
The one that hasn't moved yet?
yeah. Oh. Alright, so what was it again to fire? Oh my gosh, this is not gonna go well.
It's I'm sorry, it's composure plus coordination plus composure for a firearm roll. And if you don't have firearms, it's all D6s.
Yeah, that's 1 success.
Okay. You do 3 damage to the other one in the back. Your little rimfire cartridge goes off and like plugs him kind of like in the shoulder, and he barely like sticks back or anything. But as it happens, Gina, and these are all kind of happening simultaneously, by the way. So like we have the takedown, and as soon as you see that happen, Gina, and the singing, you like fire, and then you are Gina. What are you doing?
Gina got 0 successes even after spending 2 seconds to add a D8. So, yeah.
So you didn't intimidate anybody when you tried. Like, you did a warning shot, and they are just going to ignore you. The other one is going to where the protrusions are in his head do the same thing. They open up into different mouths, and they start singing in your direction. I need you to make the resilience plus metal check, please.
I have 3 in the metal.
Yeah. Metal's D8.
That was...
Oh, you need 2 distress die. You have to add them in. It's a new scene, and you can't understand what they're saying.
Yeah. No, that one's no. Feather mucker. Okay. No. Thank George. Son of a chicken. A negative.
Negative what?
A negative success.
Just
Negative 1. Yeah.
Okay, this is gonna be fun.
Yay,
right.
guys!
You are the voices seem to just come right at you and wrap inside of your head. You thought you were going to be ready for them, but like you can't understand them. It's freaking you out. You're not able to like get over it. So they get in there and they start like pounding. You take 6 damage from this attack, and you are terrified from now on, or at least for the next round, basically. All of your 2s count as a failure on distress die while terrified. If you have no distress die and you're terrified, you automatically roll at least 1 distress die. So it's 2s and 1s will cause you negatives next round.
This is going great, guys.
Doing great. Great job.
What would my Hardy do for me? Would it do anything?
Hardy gives you 4 extra health. So you have 12 health. So really, you just need to mark 2 off on your thing. That's something that I think we're going to add to the character sheet is like 4 extra with the word Hardy over it for that reason, because it gets a little lost. But okay, yeah. So you take a massive whammy into the brain, and you are terrified of the things around you. Now we're going to start back off at the bottom of the round. Gina, what are you doing in response to this?
So yeah, just gonna dig deep. Dig real deep. And
Try to shoot him.
try to shoot this dude in one of his many mouths. I
You
want the
got it.
singing to stop.
So you're going to do that is a coordination plus composure with your firearms as a aptitude that counts. Do you have if you have a specialty in short, like in handguns or whatever, then
Yep.
those 8s would reroll.
Pistols.
All right, you're rolling that. He's doing his thing. Harry, what are you doing?
We're in the forest, correct?
Yeah.
Are there any, shall we say, head-sized rocks within reaching distance of me whilst I'm sat on this guy's head?
Absolutely.
Chest? Okay, I'm gonna pick one up. I'm gonna smash him in the face with a big heavy rock.
Okay. So that is still going to be improvised weapon is still a hand-to-hand or melee, depending. I'm good with it being a hand-to-hand because it's a rock. You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
Whatever. But you do not get your specialty on it, as it's not an MMA specific thing.
So they're just D6s.
No, you get your aptitude, right, for hand-to-hand. So you still get the D8s, but you don't get to explode the 8s because it's not a MMA thing. So you're, go ahead and roll that for me. And Lindsay, what are you doing?
All right. Well, since Gina's intimidation didn't really work, Lindsay is not feeling up to firing another gun. But she will use the gun pointed at the one she just shot. After he did the weird, creepy thing to Gina, and she will tell him if he does it again, she's gonna blow off his mouth.
Okay.
Which one?
Not the one you're with. I'm not gonna shoot that one.
No, it was which mate? They've got a lot.
They do. So you're trying to intimidate him?
Yes.
All right. So I'd like you to do that's going to be a charisma plus a manipulation. And if you have psychology, I can let you use that.
I sure do.
Then you can use that as a thing. You're just using the prop of the gun. All right. Go ahead and roll that, Lindsay. And when we get to you, we'll go ahead and start.
That would be 6 successes then.
How many? You had 6 successes?
Yep, I have 3 manipulation and I have 3 in the other one.
Gee, and you rolled 5 up on that. Good lord. Yeah, that's a hit right there, probably. Let's see what he does with that old dread soak.
Listen, I'm into politics, guys. Like
4.
This was my role.
Did you roll? Oh no, it's not a soak. It's a So you actually he stops for a moment and he looks at you and he is going to on this roll. You are downgrading all of his skill dice from a D8 to a D6. From kind of intimidating him, he looks up and he doesn't want to get shot again. But it is now Harry's turn. 3. He is not able to dodge that. So a rock is going to be a +2 damage, I'm going to say, from your position. So you do 3 more damage, this guy. You pop him, like right in the head, like right in the face, like breaking his nose, and you feel breaking his orbital bone with it. And you hear him like pop his head off the ground and come back up. But he's definitely close to being out after that blow, but the singing continues. I need you to make a metal resilience check. Resilience metal check, sorry. And let me know what you got.
2.
How many?
2.
2. Okay. He got. That's 1 damage. You you feel a little better. Like it's like he's not really coming off the same way he was before. But as he is singing, you feel that you've kind of got a grip on it. You're able to like push it away a bit there. You still take 1 psychic damage from that attack. And Gina,
I got 2 successes.
2 successes for the fire gun, and that is
And
4 damage.
okay, cool. Because I was gonna say if he's gonna try to react, I'm gonna use my touch, but
What is it?
he's not. Because I've got the reflexive cognition. So if he was going to try to do a reaction,
yeah,
okay,
his reaction
cool.
he failed. So you don't need to do it. And anyway, but he does try to sing at you this time. However, in a much weaker capacity than he was before. Resilience plus metal, please. Gina. Oh, did you do 2 on your distress die? 2 or 1 on your distress die? Okay.
Yes. And I rolled 4s on that last 4.
Nice.
So go me.
Go you.
Resilience plus metal. At least I get a lot for metal. I'm a meddlesome little brat. Use. Resilience. And now let's do distress. Well, thank George. Fuck me. A negative.
Negative?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I'm
many
gonna
negatives?
take it because I want to see just one. I just
one?
want to see
Well,
consequences.
He does 4 damage to you on that one, and when
Ouch.
doing so, all right, you are soothed and compelled. You feel that both of these deacons are they're your friends. Why are you doing this? They basically, as a since you are currently acting under compelled for next round, if you take an action against the deacon, you add a minute automatically.
Cool.
You are no longer terrified, though.
Huh.
So there's that. Gina, what are you doing, though?
Cheese monkeys. Would I feel my own existing kind of dread taint wanting to reject this new taint? Do you think? I mean, if it feels kind of oily and
this is something you would need. You have no experience. You would need to have some occult aptitude in order to pick this one up.
Okay.
So it is something that you could research in a long, if we were doing like a longer campaign, then that's the kind of thing that you would end up like looking into and things of that nature once you kind of get into the meat of it.
But Tate got the time. I said she tain't got the time.
Not
Taint's
currently.
got the time.
You're being sung at right now, little missy.
Yeah. And in a language I don't understand, but suddenly it's made me feel good. Which doesn't make me feel good, but it makes me feel good.
In numerous languages you don't understand.
Okay, so
I
think unless anything external happens, like Kate screams at me or I get hit, I'm just gonna stand very confused and very pained looking.
Right. Cool.
Yeah.
Sorry. All right. Harry, what you doing? You got a bloody rock in hand.
It'd be more bloodier in a minute.
Yep. All right. So you're gonna reenact Cain and Abel right now?
Yep.
All right. Same roll, Harry, from last time. Lindsay, what you doing?
Well, he did the thing, and I warned him not to do the thing, so I'm gonna fire my gun at him.
All right. I need you to, real quick, before you fire this gun, I need you to make a... Let's go with intuition plus wit. And if you have firearms, you can add it to this. Since you are not trained, this is a... you don't have an aptitude in firearms, you don't automatically get this one.
I rolled a 1 and a 6.
You get one success. You reach up to fire and realize this is a single shot gun, and immediately pop it open and reload because you think about it. Now you back and you're ready to go. And you're able to fire this round.
She's so smart. She knows guns. This is...
Yeah. What'd you get?
A 6 and a 1.
Okay, that's one success. Did you get anything on your distress die?
Four.
Oh, you're good. All right. So you make that shot at a 6 and a 1, and he's going to attempt to dodge it this time. And he does. In fact, your shot goes directly kind of like beside his head. And Harry.
I got 3.
3. He is going to try to dodge. I rolled 3 ones. He's dead. This last, how do you want to do it? It's all you.
Pretty much the same thing. Should we go full Planet of the Apes?
Yeah.
Which...
you bringing it up, you realize there's a point that you could have used the first time. You shift it in your hands a little bit, come directly down where you had hit him before, and you hear it directly into the face. The rock is now jutting from his head, and you feel him twitch underneath you and just stop. The mouths on the head all go silent all at once, and they retreat back into his scalp as if they were never there.
Shut him up. And where's the other guy in relation to me?
He's kind of standing behind you. You're on the ground, beating him with a rock while the other one is being shot at. He's standing roughly 10 feet behind you. He's within getting up and fucking him up distance, and if you need to. And he is going to make his little thing this time at you, Lindsay. Did you make a resilience plus metal check? You get D8s on the metal.
Do you find it? Who is able?
That is no successes.
Okay, that is 7 successes on my end on this one. You take 7 psychic damage as the voices swirl around your head and start to it's like they're triggering old pains. They're triggering old emotions. They're everything about it. You feel drained mentally, but you do take 7 damage, and you are also where's that? You are confused. All of your test pools are now D6s, no matter what. You cannot raise test pools above D6. If you are to purchase another die with with seconds, it is also a D6. Nothing can be raised above.
Great.
Just for the round. And Gina, what were you doing?
I was just waiting for some external influence to take me out of this confusion and compulsion to be friends with this freaky multi-mouthed flesh golem from outer space.
That's right, because you don't want to get them in it. So you're kind of looking at him. You've got your gun. You're not aiming the gun at him. You feel wrong about that. This is someone that you care about deeply. And for a few more moments you do. And you shake it off. And as soon as you shake it off, what do you do?
Oh, I want to shoot this fucker in the throat.
Yeah. All right. Shoot the fucker in the throat. Make your gun roll. Harry, what are you doing?
I'm gonna get off my recently deceased friend. Stand up, walk up behind the. I have no idea what Gina's doing, so I'm not gonna metagame it. Walk up behind the deacon who conveniently and nicely turned his back to me. Slip my arms up under his arms and get him in a full Nelson. Slip one foot in front of his ankle, put all my weight on his upper body, and faceplant him.
Just real quick, just from a just so you're since you are ahead of Gina in initiative, you are noticing what she's going to do. You get to react to anyone lower than you in initiative action in your narrative.
Okay, that's fair enough. I don't mind.
If you wanted to keep doing that, I'm totally fine with it. I just wanted to let you know.
I'll keep doing it. But she looked confused.
Yes, she did.
So,
and what are you doing, Lindsay?
Specialization.
Oh, Lindsay, I'm sorry. I said confused. Yeah, I said confused. You're good. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Don't want to. I don't suppose there's any way I could use like my purse or like my hands to kind of like protect my ears if he tries to attack again. To like.
You may. So you may make a defensive action of sorts if you want to, and what that does is, the way that I'll do it in this, because this is not like a normal dodging out of the way thing, is you're going to get one automatic success while covering your ears and trying to mute yourself, but you can't right now because you're confused. Right?
Okay, all right.
Your confusion is going to keep you from doing it, but you can totally like try to do so. Actually, I'll give you the one success on that because you're covering. No one's too confused to cover their ears.
That is what I will do.
Yeah, you're covering your ears. All right, so Lindsay kind of like tucks her head and covers her ears as Harry, you run over, and as you get there, this guy's like got some bullet holes in him. He is not doing too great right now. Now you can like getting closer. You've trained. You can see the weakness kind of in his legs where he seems like he's a bit noodle-legged as you get there. And what'd you get? 4. And you were doing a full Nelson type grapple?
Yeah, full Nelson, putting one leg out, putting all my weight on his upper body, and face planting him with my body weight on top.
Okay, cool. Let's see if he can resist the grapple. He cannot. You actually do so and kind of pancake him down, slap his head on the ground. You hear all of the voices coming out of him completely gone. Again, the mouths start closing up on top of their head. And as he does this, Gina, you are about to pull the trigger, but you see it go down and everything is kind of calmed itself. All you're left with is the distant noise of singing and the noise of like wilderness and stuff around you. And the sobbing of Kate, who is hiding behind a tree. Kind of, she hasn't made her way off while you were doing this. And
so is he just incapacitated or?
No, they're down. Like,
cool.
You could, if you wanted to have incapacitated him, that is also fine. It's really up to what he wanted to do, but right now it's like
I'm trying to drive his nose through his brain.
he's dead. Yeah, you slammed him down so hard he's dead. Stop moving.
Well, geez, I just want to use my exploding 8 that I got.
You can still shoot him. I don't mind. Feel free.
Someone's getting shot with this.
No.
Well,
I think the mouth on the back of his head twitched. Go for it.
Everything kind of calms down a bit for a second, and there's quiet, and you hear rustling from the woods, and out steps a very strange clad man, not in the same kind of robes, however. He's short, maybe 5'5", 5'4", dark hair, and around his head lies this strange silver laurel wreath, almost like a metalwork. You see him in he's got body armor on, but it looks strange, not like regular Kevlar or whatever. Those familiar with firearms know that it is Kevlar, some sort of Kevlar, but it's almost got the same like it's like molded to look like a torso. Everybody he's wearing like
Romanesque.
yes, it's very Romanesque. The entire thing is, and he's got like a braided knot like on his shoulder that is gold, and there's a single like knot on it, and he's standing there. You can tell that he is at his hip is a sword. He's got like a firearm like lower on his leg, and he's holding a rifle. And
So, yeah,
that's
I'm
when
just
you
gonna
hear Kate.
swing around because I've still got my gun.
Right, but that's when
So-
you hear Kate shout, "Where were you?" and run towards him. And he is not holding the gun at you, by the way. It's like in a down safe, like carried position. So, but at the ready if need be. He says, "I'm sorry. I heard someone out in the woods, and I had to go make sure they didn't catch me. I heard the gunshots, and I came back as fast as I could, but it looks like you handled them." And he steps forward, and he says, where did his name go?
I ate it for a snack.
It's okay. Gina's gonna name him whatever she wants.
Oh, that's right. It's Lucius. Says,
Just
my name is Lucius. I am glad to see that you weren't affected by the show earlier.
some of us are affected in different ways.
I know exactly how you're affected. You've already come in contact with one of these. You're touched like me. And he steps forward and he says, name is, and he says, I am, well, there's a whole world of things that you don't quite understand, but I should let you know that one way or another, the world seems to drive us together. The three of you being together is probably no accident. The three of you being drawn here was neither.
I'm gonna put myself up off the floor, check my pulse, realize it hasn't even ticked up a beat. And kind of like a sigh of disappointment. As if the exhilaration of a fight might have at least got my rather old and tired body working a little bit more.
Yeah, okay. So he kind of says, we should probably move though. I'm sure those gunshots will attract somebody. Well, this thing has a tendency to let go of those it needs, or, you know. But I'm sure you have questions. You should probably follow me. And he kind of beckons you all to kind of, and you go through the woods until you get like to a cornfield. It's a massive cornfield, which he walks directly into, kind of like crawling through the thing, and Kate is following him very, very close behind.
His armor, is it quite distinctive? Because I got Touch of Eternity, so I'm just over 300 years old.
Oh yeah, your Touch of Eternity, neat.
Even though I only look 21.
Bro, what are you doing in college?
Because I'm 21. So
yeah,
it's the best place in modern society. It's the best place to hide.
Yeah, he being part of Touch of Eternity, he would probably have to. That's something that's going to get changed a little bit in the final. We've got some different like reworks for that and things it can do. But Touch of Eternity, oftentimes you'll have to like go through numerous lives because you can't stay in the same place being the same age for 45 years. So you're constantly having to pick up and start over.
I've drifted from one college of learning to the other.
And I can see better now why you're anhedonic. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
I'm
Fuck
bored.
it. I've seen a lot of. Yeah, I'm bored. I've been around a long time. That's pretty awesome. Okay, so it is distinctive. You've never, in your years of study, like it looks very Roman. It's like some cross between modern combat armor and old Roman, like an old Roman like chest plate. The sword at his hip is distinctly Roman as well.
In all my years, I obviously haven't been touched. Have I heard of anyone that's relevant? Because he said, "Oh, there's a whole world out there that you're unaware of," but it's a world that I've been aware of for 300 years.
Yes, that is very true. This is another thing we're changing with Touch of Eternity, by the way, is having a little more outline on what you get.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go ahead and give you a. You know that Touched exist. You've run across them for 300 years, on and off. You also know that a lot of societies exist. And the first thing that you've heard of them, you've never seen them, but he is most likely one of the children of the ever-blazing star. They are a ancient Roman, like secret society who has been tasked with researching and combating these things that you've come across. You've met other groups such as the Stalkers and a few others. These will be in the book, by the way, when you get there. The different types of societies that you can join. But that is kind of what you feel. And given your age, you've never really joined any of them. People have asked if you wanted to, but you've done your own kind of like, I would say thing for however long it is. And yeah. So yeah, that's the name that you get. The symbols, there's a symbol on them that you actually recognize.
Okay, cool. I'll keep that locked away into myself for the time being.
Cool. So you get to a clearing in a cornfield, and you start to smell this strange scent of like it's almost sweet. It's like a rotten meat. Please add a minute, Lindsay. And as you get to this clearing in the cornfield, you see two bodies wearing the same armor that he is on the ground. There's no wounds whatsoever on them, but there's blood running from their nose, their ears, and their mouth dried on their faces as they're laying down. Beside them is each of them is a rifle, and they're each wielding the same weapon, so they don't have the same knot of rank on their shoulder, or the same like knot work on their shoulder.
What brings you here, Lucius?
Well, and he says, we were tasked with a simple scouting mission. There have been a lot of, well, one of the researchers within my organization stumbled upon this town that seems to just exist outside of, well, American society. This entire county is controlled by this church here, the Church of the, I forgot the name of my church. The Church of the, Church of the Crowning Chorus. That's what it was. This Church of the Crowning Chorus has been here for a few hundred years, since before this country was even formed. There's not a lot of records about them, and somehow they control an entire county that's just simply ignored by everyone around them. It's on the maps, it exists, but no one ever really comes here, and those that do don't seem to leave. Of course, we figured out why. Once you enter this place, you always find your way right back to the center. You're being drawn here by whatever it is that they are pulling from the other side of the veil.
Who are we and your organization?
Member of the Children of the Ever-Blazing Star. We're an organization that's existed for, well, since before year one, dealing with strange occurrences all around the world, which we now know to be beings from beyond our own reality that have seeped in here and changed the way that the world works. Each of you, and the reason that this thing has not affected you and has a difficult time affecting me is because you are touched yourselves. When you came in contact with something, each of you, it changed part of you. You're no longer completely human. And I don't know if you know this or not, but eventually your time will run out on this earth, and whatever it is that has a hold on you will come to collect its due.
Will, I guess. Well, I decide it will.
And he says, but I have no way to communicate outside to my to the main team, and they most definitely will not enter without some sort of signal from me that it is safe to do so. Quite honestly, it's not. So I believe we are on our own here.
Well, what would make it safe?
I don't know. You destroyed the you killed those two deacons, but there were a handful of others when we came here. They caught us, and before we knew it, they were chanting at us in many ancient languages. My two my two companions here went down rather quickly. I was fortunately able to get a few shots off and escape, but I found myself here in the woods and ended up getting Katie out of here once I figured out that well, she's the centerpiece of the festivities this evening.
Speaking of, how do you know her aside from finding her? Was that just it?
That was largely it. We noticed her when we first moved in. We'd been operating on the outskirts of the town, moving through farms, things like that, very quietly. We had noticed that she was not, well, she was dressed differently. She's not, she wasn't wearing the same clothing. She is now, by the way, just I explained to you that she's wearing those clothes, but like when they first saw her, she had just moved here. And we found out when she had run off, we went and made contact and found out that she had overheard her parents talking about the cost of her mother joining the church was her daughter's life.
Oh.
Told that she was going to be joining the chorus.
So, yeah. I'm still happy I got involved with this kid. I don't know about you guys, but it sounds like she was about to be a human sacrifice to some eldritch being. And,
No, it's probably Andy.
Oh god, Andy! Our friend is back there.
Yeah. Would they may have traded up for an older male model?
Well,
I just hope my next roommate doesn't snore.
unfortunately, we don't know a lot about their rites, rituals, or who it is they are, or what it is they are tapping into. We've never noticed anything like this before. It's altogether new. It's important for us to somehow get out of here so I can warn the rest of my, so I can warn the rest of the children, and we can do something about this and make sure this sort of thing isn't happening elsewhere in the world.
Okay, well, do you have like a car maybe? Ours is in the shop.
Oh, with the creepy pod people.
Nah, it doesn't surprise me. Our vehicle stopped working as soon as we got into the county line.
Is something about this county. I told you guys, it's like that episode that I watched on New Year's Day of The Twilight Zone. It's like a place at a time, and hardly anything modern works.
Oh, I don't remember. I fell asleep.
Well, they had their own
you always
vehicles.
do. It's okay.
It's like it doesn't seem to be their own vehicles. They use cars here. I've seen horse and buggies. Whatever seems to get them along is what they use. But if you're not part of the church, things don't tend to work out for you.
Oh, well,
while
I know
you're
how
out
to
here.
ride. I know how to ride a horse. I did it at the country club.
Well, if they can stop cars, what do you think they're going to do if you try to get out of here on a horse? Besides that, every time we try to leave the county, we wind up right back here in the woods. It doesn't matter how far out we go, what direction we go, we get turned around and wind right back here in the center. Something is locking us in this place.
So we got to burn the church down, is what I'm hearing.
What?
That might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, that's where they do all the human sacrifices to this eldritch god demon being. I mean, I know I like to, read a little bit of Lovecraft, watch a little Lovecraft Country, whatever, but that doesn't mean I am down for trying to bring that about.
Okay.
So yeah, let's go burn this church.
Okay, just put this on this table. We already have 2 bodies on us. Like, does your organization have like lawyers that can help us get out of anything if we do get in trouble with like the real law?
Yeah, some spin doctors.
He looks at you and says, whatever you believe to be law out here does not exist. Within this county, law is whatever that church says. There's no, and he starts going over things that they had researched. Like every year, this county shows voting records, census records, everything. Everyone in the county mails in their census record as soon as it's sent out. They are kept track of like normal, but no one ever enters. They do just enough to stay under the radar and have as few people show up as possible. But even, any utilities or anything out here are run locally by the people here.
Okay, shady enough. Let's go burn a church.
If we're going back, I need to get my shirt.
Oh, yeah. Do you have any, like, supplies that can help us? I mean, I'm pretty banged up. Gina, are you okay? You were having a bit of a thing.
Got a killer migraine right behind my left eye. I think all that singing in those ancient alien languages kind of scrambled my brains a little.
He says, I will not be able to accompany you on this. My mind is far too gone. I am not, and you notice that like he looks really haggard, as if he's, been injured. However, I do have things that can aid you. And he points at the rifles, and he says, I can stay here with the handguns, but if you would like these rifles, swords, anything you may need, and then he pulls out like a couple of fat flashbang grenades. Says these are he says they're flash grenades. And and then this, and he pulls off the laurel from his head, and he says, this is what kept me alive the first time. This is the only reason I was able to combat what they were doing in my head. One of you should take this with you.
I'm gonna look at Gina.
Well, yeah. Toss it on over my mohawk. Kind of
Okay.
try to situate it, make it look cool.
You are wearing the laurel of. Let me pull that page back up where I've written that. I don't know why. The laurel of, we call it Mentis Virbis. You now, when you are making any rolls for metal to maintain, your 8s explode.
Oh,
I will pull out my phone and take a selfie with Gina as well with her new headpiece.
You said you had flashbangs. Have they got anything else? Anything like frag grenades? Any C4? Any det cord?
We are not, we weren't supplied for that kind of a mission. We were supposed to simply be a observational thing. In fact, the flashbangs were simply in case of an emergency, and that's all I've got.
Yeah, can't make it bold.
But what about the kid? Like, I don't think we should take her with us, but also, is he gonna be all right to defend her?
And he kind of nods his head, and he like puts his hand like on her shoulder, and then he starts speaking in Latin. Gina, take a minute. This is a new scene. Sorry.
It's okay.
But he speaks in Latin, and once he does, you actually see the wounds that were in her ear. And as you notice, she was stabbed in the ear by something small and sharp, and it heals up. And he kind of like falls forward, and he says, "She'll be able to hear again, but I have to rest. I can't go any further." And Katie is very upset, but she says she's going to stay here with them. The two of them explain that like he's the one that punctured her eardrums because she was hearing what y'all were hearing, and when he saw that, he like stabbed her in each ear with a small like spike to keep her from, you know.
I feel like doing it myself. I'm
Yes.
tired of being stressed out by not being able to understand.
Well, few people can understand what's being said out there. They speak in many different languages. Latin, Coptic, Hebrew of the biblical sort, Sumerian, and Akkadian. Ancient languages that from a time long past.
Wow, I'm really regretting taking French now.
Yeah, right?
All right. So y'all are deciding to do a assault on the church. He says the only thing that we know is that they are going to have a mass this evening as the sun goes down. So you may have some time to rest here. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a break. I'm going to let y'all think about how y'all want to handle it. Thank you for joining us. And then this last bit will be the epic finale of the old boss fight there of the situation. So real quick, if anyone has any questions that they would like to ask in chat, please drop them in chat. I will not speak Latin for you because I can't speak Latin. I wish I could. It'd be neat and useful. There's a kid banging on my door. We're going to take a quick break, probably do 10 minutes. Be back here at, call it 10:50 on the dot to finish up this evening. And then we'll have a Q&A. If anyone has any questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat when we get back. We'll take a few moments to answer if you got any things. And remember, any donations that are made this evening are going to a bail fund for StopPipeline3bailfunds.org. So those of you interested, please throw some donations so we can send a little bit their way. A lot of people with a lot of legal trouble for protesting that pipeline, and I would like to give them some support. But thank you very much. We'll be back in 10. Back, everybody, for the last scene here in Midnight Mondays. Didn't see any questions in the chat here, so it looks like we will skip the Q&A portion right now. And if you do have any more by the end of the game, then please let us know. But okay, they have just met Lucius of the Children of the Ever-Burning Star, who has given them some things to help them with their mission here. And you are going to how have y'all been discussing for the last afternoon? You've been kind of hiding out here. How to deal with this? What have you decided?
I think we should try to gather gas and other flammable liquids. Maybe make some Molotov cocktails.
I'm going to ask Lucius a question first. Lucius, you've been studying these people. What do you think the likelihood is if we destroy the focal point, which I assume is the church, is the only solid structure here, that the inhabitants will return to normal?
I'm not entirely sure. So we've
Because-
never dealt with one of these before, but from what I understand about this place and about about the history of here, everybody here is the descendant of one of the most of the people here are descendants of one of the 50 families that initially settled. The original founder of this place, named Charles Everett Millstone, is from England originally, and claimed to have a conversation with the actual voice of God. Became a traveling pastor of sorts, gathered a host of people with various different skills, and took a ship here in the 1600s, where they settled here right before the turn of the century, or the late. It was 1692 is when it was settled.
There's Gina's over there discussing burning the church down with everybody in it. So I just want to make sure that if we do burn the church down with everybody in it.
Wait. I thought we were doing it when they weren't in it.
Definitely sounded like she didn't care whether they were in it or not.
Potato, pomme de cour.
I just don't know if I'm okay. I mean, I understand that they're not normal, but we can't just go burning. Like, will you just stand there while you hear screaming of people burning alive inside?
No, that's why I wanted to do Molotov cocktails.
Oh, God.
Because that's not going to burn the entire building down, but that should, get people moving out of the building, and then we can burn the whole building down.
Okay, when these people come out of the building after us?
Well, that's why you throw it from a hidden position.
Terry, what do you have to say to that?
Wouldn't be the first church I've seen burn. Was quite popular around here a few hundred years ago.
Well, we could always just throw in the flashbangs through. Was there windows? I didn't see.
There were
that.
stained glass windows. Yeah.
Yeah, because those windows were kind of freaky. That's right. I mean, that whole damn church is freaky. So yeah, we could flashbang. Hopefully, those windows aren't like old, super thick glass, and see if that gets them to come out, and then we can burn it down.
No, we could go and assess the situation before we decide what we're going to burn down.
Oh, details.
Okay, well, I mean, if we...
Because Andy might be in the church, and as annoying as he is and as much as he snores, I'd rather not burn him to death.
Fair points. I'm really not trying to commit mass murder by immolating everybody.
What a
That's not
relief.
my goal.
Good to know.
But, fire tends to get people moving.
Okay,
So-
we don't want them to try and put it out either. But we can go... What if we go to the garage where they're keeping my car, see if they have any stuff you guys can use to make things?
I'd be able to make a couple of temporary potato launchers of sorts.
How many flashbangs have you got?
I think
You
it's
have two.
Two.
Okay, so that can deal with two of the police cars. And that should be enough of a distraction. Because I assume the sheriff's going to have his car somewhere close, and Deputy Dog, because he's an idiot for no other reason.
Dog.
So that could create a distraction, something that would draw them out of the church, allowing us to sneak inside and commit arson, or at least find out what's inside of the church. It could be a relic, or a smaller object or focal point rather than us trying to blow up an entire church. Well, we could just blow up the entire church, which I know you want to do, Gina.
Just a little. But, it just seems to be the focal point of all of my stress lately. These believers with their polyglottedness of ancient dead languages. It just drives me nuts. I want it to stop. So, but no, I like a distraction to bring them out. So let's do.
Okay. I will take one of the swords that he had.
Okay. So you now have a sword. That sword does. That one's 2 damage. Let me double check it. The old weapons chart here. Damage value is 3. Quality is wounding. Wounding, if you do 4 or more damage in one hit, they take a wound from the wound chart. I don't know if I explained wounds to y'all initially, but the wounds, they're not fully defined in the thing because we made some changes kind of last minute. But basically, they just you remove, depending on what the wound is, you actually lose 2 points of an attribute down to a minimum of 0. However, you can still gain points. It's just those 2 will be blocked out until you find some way to overcome said wound. Perhaps in the healing that you just saw him give, there's things that you could like regrow limbs or what have you. But you are able to kind of like work around it by like figuring it out. So you're never fully limited. And but you're never able to go above the 3, like, because your max is 5, and those last 2 are blacked out as long as you're wounded in that way. Yeah, so.
All right.
And anyone else getting a rifle or something?
I'm better with my fists.
I think I'm gonna trade in the 22 for one of the handguns he's got, since I'm better with pistols and small arms than I am with
his handgun
arms.
is going to have the same basic mechanics as your handgun.
Okay.
So there's no real change. If you wanted to do the assault rifle, the damage value of that on 4 is 4, and it's got a penetrating quality, meaning it ignores armor.
Do these guys have any cable ties? And I believe you guys over there call it duct tape.
He doesn't have any here in the cornfield. No, they may have some somewhere. He's like, but
No,
it's hard.
I'm on their person, because people use cable ties as restraints, and duct tape is often used to seal wounds in an emergency.
Yeah, he does. I mean, he has like he has a minor first aid kit on him. That's not necessarily, they do have that. In fact, if anyone wants,
that should at least have some form of medical tape, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna, if they got some cable ties as well, that'd be great. So I'll take some medical tape.
Okay.
And a few of the, actually, yeah. Can I have both of the flashbangs?
Yeah, Barry, you can have them.
So I'll take the medical tape, the flashbangs, and yeah, and a couple of cable tapes.
So while we were sitting and discussing our plan, are we able to use the medical the med kit to heal some of our wounds?
Anyone who wants to make a medicine check right now can make a that's intuition plus wit is that one. And that is if you have like first aid or medicine is the aptitude, but if you have like first aid or something like that, field medicine, you can get your specialty.
6 or 7, I don't know. No, it should be.
If you'd like to make who's going to be doing the first aid here?
I suppose we can all do it to ourselves, but I got 2 successes on mine.
Okay. You will. So in there are a few kind of smelling salts and things like that. Your wounds are not physical wounds, but you're able to kind of like wake yourself up a bit. You will get 2 health back from that. Everybody go ahead and roll that roll. If you have medicine, you get a D8 on it.
Thank God I'm not terrified anymore. I got 1 success.
I also got 1.
You both get 1 more hit point.
My headache is slightly lower.
Yeah. Now, and night is falling. After you've had your time to kind of like rest a bit, So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have everybody decide. Well, you've kind of made a game plan. So how do you want to go about it?
Head back to town.
Be
Do a
sneaky.
Head back to town, do a recce. See if we can discover if anyone's in the church. If there's nobody in the church, all the better.
All right. So your sneak skill is going to be a coordination plus composure, or I'm also say coordination plus vigilance if you'd prefer.
All D6s, unless you've got something.
Yeah, there's actual like larceny is one of them, one of the aptitudes where you get that.
Mhm.
Good lord.
4 5s. Almost chassis.
I'm definitely using 6 seconds. Because that would have given me another negative success.
Oh no.
It would have been very loud. What'd you get without it?
So ignoring, I get 1 success.
Okay. Hey, how many seconds are you at now?
I am at 6 seconds. Or sorry, no, 8 because I used 2.
You used 2 earlier. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And
I know how to count.
Lindsay.
2 successes.
All right. You all move quite quietly. However, Harry seems to be just way ahead of you, not making any noise whatsoever. Like through the woods or through the corn, as he gets closer, everything he does, he seems to just sort of like slide right through, not making any sound whatsoever. But you do finally reach back towards the town proper. You're on the back side of it. There's a few houses. But you do see the church in the distance, and you see people milling into the church. Everybody. The front doors are open. There are 2 more deacons standing there at the front, kind of like ushering everybody in, shaking hands, saying hello. And after a few moments, everybody has entered. The deacons step in. The doors close. And from your vantage point, when the doors close, there's oil lamps like lit all around like the church, and they're shining off of this front door. A big wooden symbol carved into it. It's a big circle, black circle with 6 different wings coming out at different sizes. Same thing you saw in the sky.
Looking around, are there any cars parked outside? Do I see a sheriff's police car?
I mean, you see some cars around. There's not really much of the circle around it. There's the deputy's vehicle. One of the deputy vehicles is there. But that's the only one that you kind of see police-wise. You don't see anything else that might be you don't see the sheriff's vehicle. Let's put it that way.
And the stalls are all still empty.
Yeah, there's no one outside.
Okay, I'm going to take a quick look around the stalls. I'm looking for anything that like comes in a jar, like pickles or something, a jar of pickles or something. Roughly, probably a little bit bigger than my flashbang.
So you're trying to make something that's flammable, right?
No. I'm trying to make a pipe bomb. So I'm going for a jar,
explosive.
ball bearings, needles, and then I'm going to stuff a
right.
flashbang into it.
I want you to make a intuition plus. Let's go with a vigilance check on this. You have an aptitude for bomb making.
Mechanics, science, technology.
Let's go with mechanics because you know what you're looking for.
Mhm.
So that'll be your aptitude on that. What are you doing while he's doing that, Gina?
So, D8.
If he wants my help, since I'm an engineering student as well, I can totally pitch in on
Make the
looking
same
for
roll.
it.
Lindsay, what are you doing?
I'll stand guard.
Okay, so I want you to make a intuition plus vigilance, please, for the spot check. This is just your ability to stand, what you're seeing, warning people ahead of time. And what did you get, Gina and Harry?
3.
Ooh. Now for that's what. Cut. What's it? I don't know how to count. That's 4, so that put me up to another minute, which is another die.
You get another die at 6 minutes. Are you at 5 currently?
Yeah.
Yeah. It wouldn't be on this roll, but it would be on the next.
Okay, so I got 0 successes. I'm gonna go ahead and take that.
But together, you don't do much help. You're not able to find what he's looking for. However, he is able to amass together a couple of different things. You find vinegar, some different ingredients, like the household stuff that will make a chemical reaction that might cause an explosion. You were able to get 3 different pipe bombs type things in mason jars.
Okay, cool. Because I was going to use the flashbang as the detonator, and just basically create a fragmentation device as opposed to an explosive device.
Cool.
But if I find a load of enough chemicals to create a flammable napalm, I'll make one of those as well.
Okay. So you have enough materials to make those, and what you're doing is pretty simple. So you're just taping them together. So you're taping them together. I'm not gonna make you roll for that. And Lindsay, what'd you get?
I got no successes. I was too busy trying to tweet the photo of me and Gina, but there's
no signal still. No signal. You're just out here like, God, my Instagram followers. What are they? They're gonna be worried about me.
They probably are.
Yeah, they probably are. You haven't sent a tweet or anything in a while.
You should totally get this for YouTube. How to make a pipe bomb. I'm sure your aunt can smooth it over with the FBI.
So, all right, you have your equipment. Everybody's inside. Take your. It's time for, I guess, the plan.
Right.
So, are we going to attempt to get everybody out and then sneak in, or are we going to just attempt to burn it down, but Andy inside? I don't mind. He snores.
We settled on trying to get them out first.
Okay.
That's what we settled on. No mass murder today.
Okay, so I'll blow up Deputy Dog's car.
Yeah.
That should at least garner some attention. Is there any one entrance to the main door? Are there any privy entrances to the church?
You haven't done a full circuit of the church, so you don't actually know all of the.
We'll do a full circuit of the church.
Yeah, there is a back door. Definitely, it seems to be like towards where they would do like kitchen stuff or whatever. Leading towards the back end where there's like a little clearing area, and there's a statue kind of behind the church. As you kind of walk over, and it says that is the statue of the town founder, Mr. Millston. And as you see that statue, you notice he looks very, very similar to the pastor and somewhat the deacons. He is holding his hat, the same kind of hat, like over his heart, and he's got the same shaved bald head as the others, and wearing the same robes that you saw the pastor wearing earlier.
Think to myself, I wonder which one of us is older.
Nice.
Thank
All
you,
right.
thank you.
Oh, yes, thank you very much. They may need that.
Shall I trigger the distraction and you guys slip in through the back door?
Are you a big distraction, or do you two want to do the bomb thing and I'm the distraction? Who's more distracting?
Bomb is the distraction.
The bomb is the distraction. Me blowing up the sheriff's car is the distraction.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right, yeah. You do that and we'll slip in the back. If anyone sees Andy, like, I don't know, what are we going to do about him? What if he, like...
There's something I've always wanted to do to Andy. And that's punch him in the face.
Oh, that... Okay.
I wasn't sure because you were asking about zip ties earlier. We've never talked about kinks, so... You know.
Just to immobilize
Or about
him
which way the wind
make
blows.
Make it easy for us to carry him off.
Okay.
God, he's a warrior.
So we will leave Andy to you. You know, just find a safe word, let's go, and I will grab Gina and start to somewhere safe to wait for the distraction.
I will wander over to the sheriff's car then, and
right.
give them enough time to get to the back of the door. I will find the fuel cap. I will pop it open. Or jimmy it open.
I'd like you to make a coordination plus, we'll call this wit with your mechanics as the aptitude.
D8s.
Yep. All right, what'd you get? 2. That's not bad. You're able to set it up pretty good. And then
all I wanted to do was get access to the fuel tank.
You can, yeah. So as you're searching around, like you're not able to really, like you can open the gas tank, but getting it in there is not, or the gas cap. But you go underneath it and like.
Yeah. I'm not trying to put any of the bombs underneath, not the ones I've made. So I've only used one of the pipe bombs. Or not one of the pipe bombs, one of the flashbangs.
Okay.
Flashbangs are only like that big.
Yeah.
And all I'm going to do is pop it and chuck it in the gas tank and walk off.
Okay. So you chuck it and you stick it in there. You're able to successfully do so. And as you walk off, it explodes. And when it does, you hear like a much louder, like there's an initial pop, and then you hear a roar of fire as it just engulfs the entire car, and a big explosion following that as you kind of dive off. And you're all hearing like the muffled sounds of singing from the inside, which stops for a single moment when the explosion happens.
What's the car alarms going off?
No, there are no car alarms.
Heathens.
There's not a lot of cars out here that are older than 1970. Right, like most of them are just old vehicles. You're seeing stuff from the 50s. There's a Model A out here.
Old
like
rust buckets.
Yeah, just old vehicles is what you're dealing with. But this one does explode. The fire the explosion like kind of hits the car in front and the back, spreading the fire and the fuel elsewhere, and you've caught like kind of the paint and stuff. And that's when you see the doors open. You see both of the deputies kind of walk out. The congregation is kind of like milling out behind them. A few of them are. And where are you doing while they're doing? Did you went and dove and hid?
No, actually, I was just going to stand there and wait for them to open the door. And then I'm going to say to myself, Gina would be proud. I'm going to pull the pin on my frag grenade and I'm going to throw it at the deputy.
Yes.
All
Gina
right.
is so
That
proud
is-
of you right
that
now.
That is going to be a strength plus toughness roll.
And I'm gonna run.
And hand to hand is one of the ways in which you throw weapons. So you do get hand to hand, but you
So strength plus toughness be 2d6 and 2d8. 1, 7, 5, 1, 2.
okay. You're able to like launch this thing, and it doesn't quite get exactly to where they are. However, it hits like right at their feet and explodes. You see both deputies fly back and slam into the wall, as well as many of the congregation scream as they like fall to the ground or like cower behind things. And after the explosion is done, you are looking at a mass of just people and a few body parts laying all over the place at the stoop of this church. You hear the first and second explosions, Gina, and you hear the first explosion, Gina and Lindsay. What do you do?
Still gonna wait a second. So I heard the singing stop, and I'm just really thankful for that. How long would you say it is before the second explosion? Like maybe 5 seconds?
We'll give it about 30.
30?
It took a moment for them to like kind of come out, and he
Okay.
waited for like the congregation to pour out a little bit too, and then went bloop.
Say, yeah, I'd still wait another 15 count before cracking open or seeing if we can even crack open the door, because we didn't even try.
Yeah, the door is open.
This could be locked.
Yeah, no, there's no lock on the door.
Yay!
This door is just, you can open it.
I like that.
It's an old church.
Let's
Not Bill's church.
let's get in here.
All
All
right.
right.
See what there is to see.
The first thing you step into is a very old style kitchen. Everything in here is cast iron. There's stoves and all that stuff. You do smell food cooking, and it smells delicious. There is a couple of old style ice boxes that are sitting like on the ground, and like extremely old refrigerator, probably from like the 60s or 70s or so. Also kind of like sitting against the wall. Countertops, like old sinks. There's no like dishwasher or anything like that, but it's it's just like an old kind of kitchen area. And then across you see another door that says on it like towards the chapel, and then to your right you see another door that says dining.
What kind of stove was it?
It's like an old cast iron wood stove, but it's massive. Like it's big, and it's meant to feed like numerous people. So, or cook a lot of massive dishes.
This is my first war crime, Gina, so you're going to have to take the lead on what we're supposed to do here.
I don't think we're technically war criminals.
I've been around for 300 years, you never know.
Well, so
At
let's,
most, this is an act of terrorism.
That will not work on my political career at all.
We'll find a positive way to spin this. Don't worry. You've got a spin doctor. I know you do.
Listen,
So-
all the best political careers involve terrorism. Anyways,
Yeah.
Go ahead. Well, so Lindsay, Gina, you've gone in 15 seconds after the second explosion, and you're in this empty kitchen.
Giant empty kitchen.
And it looks like
yeah.
things were left here, like that it was in the middle of cooking, and then just people like went out.
Lindsay, if you're not 100% comfortable with that sword, I know you play tennis. One of these cast iron pans. They're heavier than a racket, but it works just the same.
As you're making this decision, and you're hearing a lot of screaming and like stuff from like that second explosion, the door to the chapel bursts open, and tons
Exactly
of
where I was
people
gonna go.
start running through towards out back. Like they completely ignore you as they do so.
Ooh.
Oh, was Andy among any of them?
You did not see Andy in that group of people. However, the last one to walk through is one of the deacons who looks directly down at the two of you.
I will immediately use the frying pan and smack him upside the face.
Okay. So that is going to be a strength plus. We're going to go with toughness, and that is a melee check. Melee for aptitudes. And you get an automatic D8 on this roll.
Great, because this is going to be bad. Two sixes.
Oh, that's not bad. Roll a lot of ones. You hit him. You crack him like right in the side of the head. His hat flies off and lands on the ground, and he kind of like staggers over. What are you doing, Gina? I'll give you a free.
I got my little 22 rifle out because I didn't say that I took one of the assault rifles.
You
so
did say you took one of the assault rifles. You
I
said
did.
You said you wanted one over the 22. So
yeah. So then I'm gonna take that assault rifle, and I'm gonna put a bullet in his brain.
okay, roll it.
And that is composure and
Composure and
coordination, right?
with firearms. Yep.
Awesome.
Well,
Hold on, wait. I got an auto success on this one, so I
did.
get just one auto success, right?
You have
Okay,
automatic
cool.
success on this roll.
Yay! Oh. Yeah, that.
For those who are curious, these auto successes and added D8s are stuff that we're doing through the channel. They're not mechanical to the game. Some of you I know are new to the channel. Just letting you know. I need to figure out some creepy music for this stream too. Sweet.
Thank gosh, I got 3 successes plus an auto success. So does that make it 4?
He got 0. So yeah, not only does it make it 4,
Boom.
that's 8 damage. He's dead. Like you
Good, I
fucking
blew his
you
freaking brains out.
crack him over and he goes, and the second shot just hits him right in the skull, and it just blows his brains all over the wall, and he goes down. And Harry, after the we're gonna go back to you really quick. So after the explosion and people start to see what's going on, you see that your bomb actually took out one of the deacons as well. And then you see a man walk out the front door who is he's almost 7 feet tall. He is wearing different robes. He is definitely wearing the like pastoral collar thing around his neck and the same kind of hat. And he looks down at you with like fury in his eyes. He's like he just locks eyes with you. And as he does that, he strips off his hat and his and undoes his collar and throws all of his robes to the side to where he's just stripped to the waist. And mouths start to open over the entirety of his body, his head, his chest, his arms, and he looks down at you. And I need everybody to roll initiative now.
Curse.
Sweet.
Thanks, Jenny.
How many minutes you got, Harry?
1 hour, 1 minute, 1 second.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you haven't actually taken like anything. You've been doing pretty well. All right. Cool. So, what did everybody get initiative-wise when we got a 4 up? Three up. 2. 1.
1.
Okay, well, he goes first. So Gina and Lindsay, you are at the back of the church and the chapel, and as you kind of look up at the open door, which is being propped open by a now mostly headless body, you can see into the chapel for the first time. It is beautifully decorated. It's immaculately carved. All the pews are like in perfect, pristine condition. There are those same carvings like on the side of each one. And when you look inside, it's like when the sun shines through, it's almost like an optical illusion of that sun shape, just sort of like blasting from the sun. Well, there's no sun, but it's right now it's dark. But on the wall, there's big beams that hold up the top, and you see this is a 2-story chapel. There's a big like pew area on the top as well, and there's numerous people that are still up there currently. And you see all the way across and down the aisle to the back of the pastor, and a bunch of bodies littered on the ground around him.
All right. I'm going to do a quick sweep of the dining hall, like just poke my head in, look around, make sure that no one's going to come up on our 6 if we decide to head out and try to sneak up on this other deacon.
All right, I'm going to need you to make a intuition plus vigilance check for that. What are you doing, Lindsay?
I'm gonna look around in the kitchen to see if there's anything that I could start, like a major kitchen fire.
Then I want you to make the same roll. If you have anything that would be an aptitude that affects that. What are your aptitudes?
I don't think I would.
Yeah, I don't think you do. You have psychology and stuff like that. All right, and Harry, what are you doing?
I'm going to look at the burning car next to me, light my napalm, and light the pastor up.
Okay, so you're gonna make the same melee roll.
That's the same thing, but
Yeah, same roll.
With napalm.
You got it. Napalm, and the way that it works is you inflict the burning condition based upon the roll. Burning condition can go from like a 1 to a. I think it's a 1 to 5. Yeah, burning 1 to 5. So whatever your overall successes are, that's how many levels of burning you put on him. At the end of every round in which he is on fire, or the beginning of every round in which he's on fire, he will take that amount of damage. He may take an action to remove levels of burning from him to put himself out. But it gains every action he doesn't attempt to put it out, he'll grow burning up to 5. So if you only get him for 2, he doesn't put it out, he goes to 3 at the end of his round, and so on and so forth. Burning's burning's actually really cool. So, all right, so that's what you're doing. The first thing that you hear him do, though, is all of the mouths on him begin to shout excitedly, sing, chanting, sort of fills the air. You need to go ahead and add a minute there, Gina. This is the last scene.
Just go ahead.
And he is going to. Everybody needs to make that metal check. Remember, your 8s explode, Gina. He is actually hitting all of you at once. That is his big fun thing. But it's resilience plus metal. You get a D8 on your metal, and yours do explode, Gina. So, I don't know if that's is now. His attack on all of you is a total of 3. Does anyone not beat a 3?
Hold on.
Get a 1?
I got a 1.
Get a 1. Gina, what'd you get?
It's 2 so far, and I got to explode. That's 3. And let's go. It was just metal, right?
Yeah, it's
metal.
It's a metal plus your resilience. Resilience.
Oh, yeah, resilience. Okay, there we go. I knew I was missing one more roll. Oh, that's another. So that's 4. And now let's go for my distress die, which that makes it back to 3. That one was okay. Here's my last one.
Harry
Okay,
and
so
Lindsay, you
3.
both take 2 damage, by the way. Gina, you're fine. You were able to like withstand it. You feel when you hear this song, you actually feel the silver thing on your head kind of go cold for a moment, as if it's like just soothing you as it does so.
Oh, that feels
and
so good.
It does. But you both take 2 damage, Harry and Lindsay. It is now Harry. Throw it.
Okay. I forgot to roll it, so I roll it now. So it's 2 to 6
You're good.
and 3d8. 3.
3. He is going to make an attempt to dodge. 2. So he kind of gets out of the way. It hits one of the pillars beside him, and poof, it goes up like right next to him. Some of the like liquid landing on his arm, and he is caught on fire on his right arm. You hear it start to burn. He has a burning 1 condition. So beginning of his next turn, takes damage. It is now Gina. What did you get on the initial roll?
I got 1.
1 for your search.
Yep.
You don't see anyone coming behind you. It seems that like everybody has pretty much bolted out of there entirely. And Lindsay, what'd you get?
1.
1. You are able to find some animal fat, actually. Very, very, very flammable. It's grease, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Did they leave the oven on, like, because they left in a hurry?
Yeah,
and
it's still
everything?
going. Yeah, I mean, that stuff's still cooking. That's what you find. It's like a pot. There's like grease everywhere. You could easily light this stuff on fire if you really wanted to.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna go the bottom around again. Gina, what are you doing?
Gina is satisfied with her search and is gonna start trying to sneak up on the now on fire deacon. And
Okay.
when she's gonna get, well, actually,
From this range.
what's my range on this is good because it's an assault rifle,
it's a rifle.
so I've
You've
got like a couple
yeah.
hundred yards, right?
Well within range for what you're
Yeah.
doing now. So if you want to just go ahead and like post up and fire, you can do that.
Let's see if I can't shoot him in the back of the head.
Yeah, Lindsay, what are you doing?
I am going. So everyone else is pretty much out. It's just dudes on fire up front.
There's people up in the pews at the top, like the balcony area. There's like a balcony that kind of surrounds most of the top of the church where they can kind of look down. And there are people still up there, like cowering and hiding and things like that. But they are not. Most of the people are out of the church. I'm gonna embrace terrorism for your political gains.
I'm so concerned. I you know what I am. I'm gonna use the animal fat to start a big kitchen fire.
Okay. All right. I am going to allow you to just. Starting a kitchen fire is easy. I don't know if anyone knows this at home. It's really easy. So I'm gonna let you do that.
Very.
However, you are going to have to make an intuition or a resilience plus metal check in order to keep it together check. In order to keep from panicking from the possible mass murder you're about to commit. Harry, Molotov's gone off. You got his arm on fire. What you doing now?
I'm gonna hold my action. If he approaches me, I'm gonna run.
Okay. He begins to.
I just saw part of his shoulder get blown off, so I'm aware that there's someone behind him.
Right. His arm being on fire, he does take a damage at the beginning of his turn. And he actually, for this action, is going to put it out, or attempt to put it out. 3 successes, he is able to brush it out like really well. But that is what he does. So what do you do when he does? Are you bolting or you?
No, in that case, get punched in the face with the fist. I'm gonna go over and punch him.
Okay, well that as he's put himself out, you can run up and do that. I'm fine with that. Go ahead and roll your attack.
24 roundhouse. With a temple. 7, 5, 5, 4, 1. So 3.
3. All right. You come up to try to like roundhouse kick him in the head, but he is way faster than you expect him to be. He actually like kind of like puts his arm up, deflecting it, and goes down underneath it, and you kind of like mostly whiff. It's more of a glancing blow, but you don't do any actual damage to him. Gina, you're seeing him in a fist fight right now. What was your shot?
I got 1 success, and I'd like to use my reflexive cognition.
Okay, so that downgrades all of his shit to D6s.
Yeah. It's probably gonna matter.
You got 2 successes. So like basically during the scuffle, your shot just like you actually
Went a
like
little
hear a
wide.
bullet whiz by your head as this goes on, Harry. And Lindsay.
That is 2 successes at keeping it cool with the potential of mass murder.
Yeah, you are surprisingly okay with mass murder right now. You are just done with this place. Don't even have the internet. So you do start a fire. And the kitchen, like the whole kitchen area starts to go up. The wood on the side like starting to catch and you kind of stare at it for a moment and just sort of surprised with yourself. Gina, what are you doing?
I'm gonna draw another bead on this dude.
Same roll.
I'm sure this is a automatic assault rifle.
It is a.
Or
It's
semi?
like an AR-15, so it's like a semi-auto. I mean, it's
Cool. I got a nice full clip, and I'm good to go.
Lindsay, what are you doing?
After looking at my handiwork, thinking Gina would be so proud, I'm gonna go join in the fight with my sword ready.
All right. So you grab your sword and you're walking out, and as you like walk into the room, Gina, you both kind of like notice now that you're in the room. There's the pulpit, an area where he would preach from, is like there's like a staircase leading up to a very high area on the back of the stage, and in front of that stage there is a slab of stone that's being held up by 2 chains on pulleys. It's like it's been but on top of that is lying Andy Wintergreen. He is just breathing very slowly, like he's relaxed, like he's asleep. And Harry, what are you doing?
I'd love to notice this and make a comment, but I don't.
You can't see it quite yet. If you move up a little bit. Well, no, actually, now that you're in melee range, you can see inside and see it. When you were downstairs before, you could not. So you do actually see that he is... so if you want to make a glib remark at his expense, please. I would enjoy it. But what are you going to do to old Mouthy here?
I'll first I'll call out to Gina. Go on, nobody in there. We're just playing bad guys. And then I'm going to take a swing at Pastor Mouthy head. Ooh, that's pants 1.
Okay. So he is going to make another song this time. Everybody make your metal checks.
If he's not dodging, did I get him with a 1?
Well, he goes first, so he's...
Okay.
Yeah. He'll dodge on his... Beat a 5, everybody.
I can. Assuming I can get there.
If you spend seconds, you can. You can add, for every 2 seconds you spend, you can add an additional D8 to your roll.
And actually spend. You can only spend. Can you spend 6 seconds in a round?
Yeah, up to. So you can get extra 3D8 on a roll.
Okay, so I'll do that. So that will be resilience plus metal.
Yeah, resilience and metal.
So 1d6, 5 plus 5d8. 3. 5.
Oh shit! Good job. All right, what'd you get, Gina? And Lindsay.
I spent 6 seconds.
I had also spent 6 seconds and only got 2 successes. So.
And it's 3 damage. Well, actually, it's 4. He gets a +1 on his damage. So
I have no health.
you have no health. And we'll get to you in just one moment, and we're going to teach everybody what happens when you hit 0 in this game. Gina, what'd you get?
I spent 2 seconds and I got 6 successes because of yay, exploding metal dice.
There you go. That thing has been coming in handy for you. All right.
Yes.
Well, Lindsay, now we are dealing with what happens when you die. Let me get to the correct bookmark here. And make sure I'm reading it exactly correct. All right, there's 3 options that you now have. Letting everybody know that if she chooses option number 2, Dread Intervention, for a $5 donation, you get to decide what that Dread Intervention is, and I'll get to it in a moment. Number 1, you can choose to brush with death. The character's out for the remainder of the combat scene. Once the scene is resolved, they return to consciousness with 1 health, and must make a roll in the wound chart. It's not a wound chart anymore. We'll choose a wound based on how you went down. If the characters in the party are reduced to 0 health, and they all choose, if all of you were to go to 0 health, you all choose brush with death. You would have the same thing. 2, Dread Intervention. When you focus on it, you can always hear the faint whispers of the things behind the curtain. When you approach the threshold of death, though, those voices become insistent and clamorous. When the character requests Dread Intervention, they return to the combat immediately and with full health. One of the Beyonders has taken a personal stake in their success. Compensation is, of course, required for such a gift, and the director and the actor should work together to establish the debt the character now owes and how it might be repaid. For a $5 donation, should she choose that one, you may be the one to decide what happens. And the last is Fight the Dread. Finally, some players may decide if the character's demise is good for the story. In that case, the director should allow the player to describe their heroic self-sacrifice. Even though it ends poorly for them, their courage in the face of certain death inspires the rest of the group. Everyone else at the table may reset their minute hand to 1. That is incorrect now. That is different. You all make a solace roll. You all get a free solace roll if she does that one.
So I get to pick.
Which one of those 3 would you like to do?
Well, Lindsay's definitely not self-sacrificing, so 3's out. I could not picture Lindsay dealing with like a wound anywhere on her body so we're gonna go with number 2.
All right, everybody, we have a Dread Intervention. We're going to take just a second. Does anyone want to make a $5 donation and be the Dread entity that is making this intervention? I'm going to give you 60 seconds.
If nobody makes a donation, then I'm going to use my Touch of Eternity.
Touch of Eternity is pretty sweet.
Do we have a link for the bail fund or?
I'll put the link in the thing for anyone who wants to straight donate to the bail fund. The link is. It's right there in the chat. All right, cool. Looks like going once, going twice. We're gonna say sold. So if you want to make the Dread your intervention here, your Touch of Eternity, you spend a minute, I believe.
1 minute. I suppose that's going to be my action for the next round, anyway.
Is that your action?
I think that's going to be my action this round. To run over and touch her and use my Touch of Eternity.
Okay. So you may use Touch of Eternity. Cool.
And for the Sacred viewers, to use the active property of Touch of Eternity, choose a target has been reduced to 0 health and add 1 minute to your clock. Until the scene is resolved, the target is not subject to dread interventions and thus does not need to choose an outcome. Instead, they were revived at the end of the scene with 1 health and they do not incur wounds.
So yeah, instead you can get number 1 and you do not get wounded. And you can just be out for the remainder of the fight. Okay. That's kind of good actually, but sweet. So you got that going for you, or you will in your turn. And
Yeah, now you gotta get Lindsay's unconscious body and Andy's out of here. So,
all right, Gina, what are you doing? Oh wait, I'm sorry. We're going through the Harry. Your current action it was hitting him. We're continuing the whole shebang here. So you got 1. He actually got he got 1. So at 0, you still hit.
Okay.
You get 1 damage from an unarmed attack base. So you do 1 damage. You are able to connect with him. Zeros are considered complicated successes, so you just get the base damage of whatever you're hitting with. If you have something that's got a base damage of 0, which is a handful of things here and there, then you just wouldn't do any damage. Okay, and Gina, your shot. What'd you get?
Yeah, I got a singular success, and same story as last time. I'll try to reflexive cognition predict where Harry and him's bodies are going to be.
You do 5 damage to him. I got 0.
That's right.
So you actually do pop him a good chunk in the back. You actually see him like kind of up, and you see the round like kind of go right through him.
Yeah.
So like Harry, you crack him in the mouth, and as soon as he pops his head over the side, a bullet like exit wound like pops out of his front. One of the mouths on his stomach, like the wound comes out and like almost knocks it loose, blood spurting all over your shirtless body now because you kind of took that off earlier and never put it back on. So there you go. And Gina, it is your turn. Lindsay, you're sleeping.
Shiza. Harry's got our med kit, and that's okay. I think.
I don't have the med kit. I think Lindsay had it.
Lindsay has the med kit now, yeah.
All I took was the medical tape to make my bombs.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. In any case, I just want to kind of drag Lindsay's body out of the way a little bit and keep myself in a good position to keep popping shots at this dude. We're going to take him down, and then we can rescue our friends and burn this church to the ground and be done with this stupid little county.
Now, I will say that when you turn around to grab Lindsay's body, you see that the kitchen is in flames. So you grab both of So you're going to make a strength plus toughness check. Athletics would help you here. Harry, what are you doing?
Got none of that.
I'm going to look over towards the pastor and say, stay right there, and I'm going to run over towards Lindsay and use my touch of eternity.
Okay. You don't need to make a roll for that, so just add your minute. And you run by him, and before you can run by him, he's still with the chorus in your head. Everybody needs to make their resilience metal check except for Lindsay, who cannot hear right now. You're trying to beat it through 4, 3, 3, 3. That was
a few more seconds. We're over a minute doing this.
Remember, everybody has a distress die, or everybody at least has 1 distress die at this point. So.
One d6. 5, 4. 4.
4. Well, you're good.
Oops, so I got to roll my.
Oh, your distress die.
Oh, that's a 1, so that makes it 3.
Then you take 1 damage. He got a 3 total. He does 1 auto damage with this.
Hey, get back here.
The voice you're getting a little better at dealing with this, like singing. You're getting you feel like you're getting a groove. It's still pounding your skull a little bit, like you can feel like almost like this oppressive force at certain moments, like coming at you from the voice. But you're withstanding it so far. Gina, what'd you get?
Another minute. No, I'm going to spend 2 seconds to give myself a D8 real quick. I got 1 success. That's now 2 successes.
So you take 2 damage.
Cool.
From that roll. You're at 1 now, I think. What are you at? How many health do you have left?
That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, that's right. You have Hardy. Okay. So Gino, your action was, or Harry, your action was running by to do the touch on Lindsay. Okay, you may do that. Spent your minute, Lindsay. While you're unconscious, you are the same entity, something similar to what you experienced at one time before, stands before you. You're dreaming of that very moment, and you sense that there's an offer being made to spare your life. And as you reach your hand out to agree to it, you're sucked right back out of this image, just back into darkness, and you are unconscious. So he has pulled you away from a dread intervention. Gina, what'd you get on your pulling Lindsay out of the way roll?
1 success.
That's all you needed. You're able to get Lindsay over towards the pew and kind of like underneath it to be safe. But as you do, you're starting to smell the smoke from the fire that's in the back of things. And your action this turn, Gina?
Gonna take another shot.
Okay. And Harry?
I look down at Lindsay, look back at the pastor.
And the fire in the kitchen, which you now see.
Yeah, look at Randy. Again, with an utterly bored and uninterested look on my face. Get up and we'll walk back towards the pastor again. Okay, let's finish this.
All right. You gonna make a melee attack when you do?
I am.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kick him in the nuts.
Okay. So yeah, he has turned to face like you coming like who you've just done the touch. You're looking back at him. Gina's like taking aim, and as he does, like he stretches his arms back, and every single mouth on his body just starts like screaming in the same language. This song that is the exact same one that was being sung during the cakewalk, in fact. So everybody make your metal checks, please. Beat oh wait, that was enough dice. Beat a 5.
I suppose. Can you spend seconds after you roll?
Yes, always after you roll. Like you may decide.
No, I'm gonna save them.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll take it on the chin.
I will say that if you hit 12 minutes, you go up a level. So you gain like some more skill points to put places. So
Nowhere near.
Yeah. You've been around 300 years keeping it, steady. So imagine you're pretty good at this whole like mental, keeping things mentally where they are. Gina had some. I think she rolled some ones.
Yeah. 6 more seconds to my clock. I want my 1 success.
You're up, but you only got 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's still gonna hurt.
Yeah,
It's gonna hurt bad.
You took 4 damage.
Ow.
From this attack, and he is going to hit you with a whammy. Which whammy is going to hit you with?
I had 3 successes.
You will take 2 damage, Harry.
Gosh.
Gina, you are compelled
Again.
Yeah, he's doing compulsion this time. No, I'm sorry, you're dazed. That's what he did this
Impulsive
time.
bastards.
So you ignore aptitudes for a round. You do not gain the benefit of aptitudes on anything. This includes what we call dread aptitudes, your automatic D8s. You don't get those either for a round.
Cool.
So when you do your roll this round, it will be at you'll need to like your shot, take your D8s and like roll D6s instead. Harry, what you get?
I
On your attack.
have on my attack. I haven't done my attack yet. Can you use seconds for extra dice on attack rolls?
You may. Now, one thing you should remember is you may not spend more than 6 seconds per round. That includes your dodges and stuff too. So
Yeah.
but you're good. You didn't spend any.
Yeah,
So
I'm spending nothing yet. So that's 2d6 and 68
and 1d4.
and 1d4. So I'll do first. That's a 4, so it's 6. 5d4, so it's 1. 7, 5, 4, 3. 5, 4, 1, 4. No, 1, 3, yeah, 4.
You got 4?
Yeah.
Good lord. It's a
So I pick in the happy sack.
yeah. You
I gotta turn him into a soprano. Like
you got 2, so you got 3 damage. You full on just whack him like right in the crotch. You feel him lift up just for a little bit, and you the mouths, a couple of the mouths on his side or like on his body, like sort of have like a sucking sound, like it breaks his ongoing song as he does so for just a moment. And Gina, what did you get?
Story of the night, a -1.
A -1.
So I get shot with my own gun.
No, you
and
have,
I die.
No, you do not get shot with your own gun. You do, however, aim as you pick up the firearm and fire. I need Harry to make a dodge roll. That is going to be a coordination reaction.
Yeah, it's a good
Lucky-
thing I'm dazed
lucky
and
I'm
I'm
good
not
at
even
both
trying to
those.
use my reflexive cognition.
Do I get aptitude for my mixed martial arts in dice?
Yes.
Okay, so that's 3d6, 3d8. One, 4, 4, 5, 6, 8, 3.
Okay.
And I've got to roll my another 4, so 3.
Okay, so you're 3 successes. You take you hear the gunshot go off, and like normal, you've been kind of like wary because you know there's gunfire coming in, but you seem to dodge directly into it. The bullet like takes a chunk into your shoulder. You take 2 damage. You were dead. You dodged out of most of it. And Gina has this moment of like,
Maybe I should just leave. I'm gonna walk out of this town.
well, you'll wind up
agree.
right back here. So, Gina, it's your turn.
Jesus. And I'm no longer dazed, right?
You
Or
are
is it this round that I'm dazed? Okay.
you are dazed.
For that last shot.
Yeah. You were dazed on that last shot, so you're good.
Okay.
These only affect you for like 1 action like round, so this is a new thing. Unless he hits you with it again.
I hope not.
Yeah, because I think you
I
did
can't
that.
take
Taking more
anything.
damage. Yeah.
Otherwise I'm gonna
I'm
be
sorry.
shaking
You
hands.
also got- if you're hit by more than 4 for him, you take another minute too. I forgot to add Gina. 1 more minute.
Oh,
Yeah, this guy's not. This guy don't joke around.
so
That's good.
I've got 8 minutes,
4 dice.
4 dice. Boy. Jeezy McCrazy. How quickly is the fire spreading? I mean, I know a grease fire can spread super quick.
I mean, it's spreading. I mean, that whole kitchen's like on fire. You are feeling heat at this point. But around's like 10 seconds, and it's been like 3. This is the third round of it being. Yes, third round of it being on fire. So it's spread to most of the kitchen, but it's getting out of hand. Like, you're gonna have to make a move soon.
Okay. And does Andy appear to be like restrained, or
Andy is not
nothing like that? He's just laying on that slab.
I mean, what you just saw is Andy kick him in the nards. That's what you just saw. And Andy doesn't seem to be all that... Like, you can't see physical wounds because there's not any here. So you don't know how bad he's doing, but he did just... you did just shoot him in the arm.
No, that's Harry.
Andy, I'm sorry. That's right.
That's okay.
Andy does not... He seems to be sleeping more than anything else. But you can't see... You have to get up there to look at him. You can't really see his face or anything where you are.
Okay. So I think I'm gonna try. You know what, screw it. I am dedicated. I want to murder this multi-mouthed monstrosity, so I can get Harry in here to help me carry them out, as my ears feel like they are gushing and my brain is turned to jelly.
All right, make your shot.
That's what I'm gonna do.
And Harry, what are you doing?
I'm gonna follow up the kick to the nuts with headbutt.
Okay. And also let you know, if you want to like narratively do like a combo, you can roll one thing for that too. You know what I mean? Like if you want to, it's 10 seconds of like throwing punches.
Okay. Just gonna keep it simple.
Keep it simple, keep it safe. You got it. And he is going to look down at you, and you see him like bring his shoulders forward, and everything in front of him, like all of the mouths open, and they start to yell in your direction. This is only you coming at this one. Did you make the metal check? Resilience plus metal.
I'll do that bit first.
Yeah, roll it first and then see.
654. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have another 6 seconds. That's 2, 6, 7, 4. So 4.
He hits you in the chest with the sound. It has like a force to it. It starts to push you back a bit. You step a little bit backwards. You take 1 damage from this shot to the chest, but you were able to like kind of
6 seconds.
And the attacks to your it tries to wrap up into your brain just like it did before, but you're able to push it away just like you have before. And now it's your turn, Harry. What are you doing? Or wait, what's your shot?
I'm just gonna nut him.
What was your roll?
I haven't done that yet.
Oh yeah, word.
I did my resistance.
Heard.
And my... So 2 of my distress dice, so that's fine. Or 1.
1 damage? 1 hit?
Yeah.
Well, he got a 1, so your 0 does 1 damage. What did you do to him when you hit him?
Just a headbutt. Even though he's a little bit taller than me, so it required a little bit of a leap and a jump. So I kind of put.
It was like a soccer jump, like a soccer header, like just yeah.
Good old blood wheezing kiss. So reach up, put both my hands on his shoulders, jump up.
Yeah, you pop him right in the bottom of the jaw, and you feel his like mouth and teeth like chatter against each other. His head pops back a little bit. He's like gets a little bit wobbly as the gun goes off. What'd you get, Gina?
Got 2, because I spent 6 seconds to ignore my stupid distress dice.
I didn't roll over a 3. So his head pops back, and he just starts to wobble, and your shot goes directly into the bottom of his chin, and it blows the top of his head off as he falls down. And when he does, unlike the others, the mouths, they don't go away. They start screaming. And as they do, this sort of black smog or smoke, almost an oily looking smoke, starts to come out of each of the mouths around him. The entire place around you starts to like shake the entire church, the entire ground. It's almost like an earthquake. And Lindsay, as this happens, you open your eyes. You have got the worst headache you have ever had in your life, but you are alive. For worse for wear. And as the shot rings out, you hear the screams of not only his mouths are screaming, the congregants, those that have escaped, you start hearing the same yells from each of their mouths. Those in the pews are rolling, or like on the ground, like yelling in just abject horror and like almost like wailing in the word I'm looking for, distress, mourning. It's a mournful sound that they're all giving, and you see the same black kind of smog start to come from the congregants around you. Harry, you can see out the front door from where you're standing now, and those that are kind of like looking in and things like that are doing the same screaming with the same smog coming out. What do y'all decide to do?
Is Andy screaming, or is he still asleep?
Andy is also screaming, yes.
Linz, we may just have to leave him. I thought killing the deacon would free the town, but I think we need to burn the entire county.
No, we don't. Look, just grab him.
Lindsay will attempt to go and get him as she struggles to get up and immediately is rushing over to him.
Lindsay, I'll do it. Right, so I'll go around. I'll grab Andy, chuck him over my shoulder in a fireman's lift, banging his head on everything I possibly can on the way down.
At first, he struggles against you, and then he looks up and he says, Harry, I had the best dream. I met God, Harry. I met him.
The moment he opens his mouth.
Boom! Punch him in the face. He is out, and you're able to carry him back. Now, are you going out the front or the back where the fire is?
Out the front.
Front.
You all kind of rush out the front, jumping over the smoggy body. As you do, you feel that haze trying to seep into your pores, but the same thing that kept the voice from hitting you earlier is almost rejecting it. There's no place in your body for another one of these, or in your mind for something else. And as you get to the front stoop, passing all of the body parts and things that are littered upon the ground, you see the entire town is on their knees now, screaming, the smog coming out. They're passing out one by one. You head off to the street, looking up, and you see the cornfield, the forest, and a lot of the other, the food begins to rot right in front of you. All the stuff from the different stalls. The shaking has knocked down a bunch of the hastily made stalls. And as the shaking continues, you hear behind you a massive crack. As you turn, the church itself starts to collapse in on itself right in the center. And after a few moments, the screaming dissipates. The black mist is gone. The church is a pile of rubble in a minor sinkhole in the middle of the town. Each and every one of the articles of food or everything they made just rotted in front of you. The fields you see go black just in moments, as if they've been sitting out there for years without being tended to. And after about 15 minutes of just silence, everyone being passed out, you hear the distinct sound of a helicopter rotor heading in your direction.
Well, there goes the property prices.
It lands. As it gets closer and it lands, you see that the symbol on the side is the same one that Lucius was wearing. And out pour other Roman-esque armed people. And Lucius himself stumbling out of the woods with Katie next to him. He comes up to you and he says, "It seems it worked. As soon as you did whatever you did, my radio was able to reconnect, and I was able to call them in, and they usher you into the helicopter. He's like, our cleanup crew will handle the rest, but let's get you someplace where we can get you healed and have a long talk."
at that, Lindsay is gonna pull open her phone. If it's working, she's gonna immediately go to Spotify and start playing Don't You Forget About Me from the end of the Breakfast Club.
Don't you forget about... Okay, that sounds perfect. All right. Do y'all have anything you want to ask this group of people? I mean, we're really not... really, if we were going to continue this is where you would kind of jump into a longer thing. But that is the session for the evening. That is the entire thing. I want to thank all of you for kind of helping me out. It's the first time I've run this. It's kind of a new thing, and I know exactly what edits I want to make to tighten this one up. Thanks to y'all.
This one was so much fun.
Really enjoyed it, Kevin. Good stuff.
Thank you.
Our first go around with the test play with Robbie and Pat and all the other fun peoples. Yeah, that was fun. This, I don't know if it was just because I had more experience with the system, or I got a better pre-gen character, or not pre-gen, but random gen.
Mm-hmm.
This adventure was definitely hit the spot.
Yeah, thank you.
And the gore and body horror was sufficiently squicky and creepy, and
those that watch what I do on these, body horror is a big part of what I write. Most of my space stuff involves a lot of body horror, freaky things. Yeah, any Harry, Lindsay, when y'all, well, it's not your names anymore. But what everybody else think? Any questions, comments, concerns? I'm going to the Twitch chat to see if they have anything to add, say, or let us know here.
Yeah, I mean, this was my first time really playing outside of like the 5e, and I loved it. I'm usually easily spooked and scared, and I always think I make the most ridiculous faces and things like this. But it was so much fun. I'm so attached. I hope we can do a Breakfast Club Part 2 at some point and see how this goes. We may.
Definitely, I really enjoyed playing Harry.
That was cool. If you want to keep those characters, those are things that we may be able to squeeze in to another session at some point in the future. Next week, Izzy, are we doing next week or no? I remember there was like a possibility that 28th you're going to be out. Okay, so the 28th. I thought the 28th was a Saturday. The 30. Oh, that's right. Okay, so that Monday we may be able to take a week off. Depends on things, but more likely we'll take a week off at the end of the month. But next week we will be back again. I believe I'm going to run Avery, Maine. That is going to be the one that people who get the book, that's in the book, give everybody kind of a shot to show that. I haven't done that on Midnight Monday or on the Midnight Monday stream yet. If anyone's interested in joining us, please join the Nat 30 stream. Let us know if you anyone here would like to join. You may. The way we normally do this is like new people will get first dibs. If anyone here has something they're thinking about, maybe they want to run it, maybe they want to run a session, you got some ideas or something, let us know.
Definitely further down the line, I'll be up for
cool
sitting in the director's chair.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, because we're doing Mondays is not just going to be me running, it'll be other people running. I'm going to try to get one of the other developers to run here in the future. I know my brother is talking about running. My stepson will probably run in the near future as well. So if anyone has any interest in running, let me know. I can help you get set up with whatever kind of game or idea that you got and how to create what you want to create. But I will be, even if I'm not playing or directing, I'll be on the stream to sort of, clarify anything that may need to be clarified, answer any questions, and engage and things like that. But with that is our game for the evening. I'm not seeing any questions out of Twitch chat here. Just to remind everybody that all donations tonight are going to the Stop Line 3 Bail Fund. That's stopline3bailfund.org if you want to do a donation on your own. I would like to thank everybody for coming. Next weekend, I am going to be going to what should be the final writer's retreat to finish up this book and send it to the editor to get it out. The goal right now is to have this done and out and ready to go by the end of the year, hopefully in time for the holidays. Fortunately, like...
Carry on.
Yeah, we had the Kickstarter successfully launched like in 2019, and then the main developer on the game was a nurse, and then COVID happened, so it was just kind of like, it turned into hell on earth for him for quite a while. So, but now that's one of the reasons I think I got added to the team. So we're gonna get it knocked out and get it done, and we'll have something for everybody here soon. Yeah, what were you gonna say?
I'll do a shameless plug before we leave.
Please, I was actually about to ask everybody if you want to do a sign-off plug, what have you.
If you want to see another interesting and new tabletop RPG over at Izzy, can you stick my details up in chat, please? Because I know you've got it. Figured. Fires of Athene, twitch.tv, Fires of Athene, we will be starting our new live play campaign using a new D20 system with lots of very interesting and new dynamic, dark, gritty content.
Nice.
So that'll be starting Wednesday, 8 p.m. EST. And we will eventually have 3 groups playing in the same campaign at the same time.
That's pretty sweet. I've done that before, and it's rewarding but challenging. Like, let me tell you, but it's a lot of fun when they cross up on each other. And I like I said, if you ever want a guest player, I'd love to try that system out. It sounds really cool. Just let me know. I wouldn't be able to do like a campaign thing. If you need like a one-off, hit me up. So does anyone else have any announcements, things they would like to say? Please look at the merch for the Nat 30s and the lovely people here. They have a lot of cool stuff that you can pick up. But
Emmy, go for it.
Oh, okay. Hi. So yeah, I'm Emmy, and if anyone is interested, I do stream Saturday 6:30 over on Twitch at Inspiration M, because M inspiration, because I'm a bard player usually, always. So silly. But yeah, if anyone wants to follow, I'm almost at 50, which means I'm almost ready to be affiliated. So I'm super excited for that. Yeah.
Get it.
awesome.
So, Kat, Instagram, you can follow me if you want to. I post random pictures of nonsense. So you'll find me there as cheese_cat_ on Twitter. I am cheese_cat or Cat Mays, like Willie Mays, the baseball player, if you're from America. If not, have fun. There's Google.
You'll also see her on Sundays over at Players of Athene.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, Papa, I would love to have you on a Sunday stream if I can call dibs on you.
Just hit me up if I'm free and I can. I totally will. So I will. I love playing stuff, especially new stuff. And let everybody know, while I'll be doing one that's already written for Avery Maine next week, I'm going to be writing another one-shot for the future. Currently, we're down to 2 that I already have fleshed out. If y'all would like to vote on it, please join the Midnight World or the Nat 30s Discord channel and the Midnight World portion of that channel. To vote right now, the 2 that we're voting for is Midnight in the Ice Age, where the actors will take part or will take control of a bunch of prehistoric human beings in the middle of the Ice Age as we run into what may be the first time human beings have ever come across dread creatures. And also Generation Midnight. It is a futuristic space thing where you are the crew on a long-traveling generation ship to populate a faraway, distant planet. And of course, things go wrong. So let me know what you'd be interested in. I'll work on that one next. I've kind of got like small outlines for either one, and I could write either one. So, but that's pretty much it. I believe we're about ready to sign off here. Thanks everybody for coming. Thanks for all the fun, the donations, and everything else. If you have any questions or anything you'd like to know about the game, let me know. If you want a copy of the pre-release rules sheet, I have it, and it's a little messy because it's not the final product. It was sort of a final draft that sort of got turned into rules, but it has everything you need to not only to play the game, and you can write your own, but it doesn't have the full like storyteller how to part of it. But if you need help, let me know. I will be glad to get anyone to write their own stuff. I would love to play in someone else's Midnight World one-shot campaign or what have you right here on the stream. But I believe that's us for the evening. I think we're going to be signing off. Thank everybody for joining us. Thank you everybody for joining us. Please remember, if you can't make a donation here, at least spread the word on that Stop Line 3 bail fund, if you don't mind. And everybody have a great night. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye. And by Emma, you just hit 50 followers.
Oh, yay!
There you go.
Yay!
Congratulations.
I was number 50.
Ah,
Thank
nice.
you.
Ian's such an elitist. Always has to be special.
Yes.
Well, good night, everybody.
Good night.